Hey, hey, get out of my way. I gotta see what Tony TGD's gonna say. Signs that listen to the geek getaway. Cause I'm running so many geeky film games and TV shows. Maybe if we're lucky, the weather expose the Amico. Hey, hey, get out of my way. There's news and news and hot takes, so you might as well stay. It's time to listen to the geek getaway.
What's up, meatbags? It is the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. That's right, I am the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. And of course, Carl, what are you doing here?
Nothing much.
You're killing me with that playback. But I'm joined by Carl. We're going to be talking crazy stuff tonight. We're just going to have fun.
Yep.
Push the new PC to the limit, see what we can do, see how things happened. You excited, Carl?
Yeah, pretty excited.
I seen your videos, Carl. I got issues. Got issues.
Okay. All right. Well, they're just opinions, dude. It's nothing to worry about.
Oh, we're gonna worry. We're gonna worry all night long. But Carl,
Just an opinion.
What is up with these new food videos, Carl?
You know, I'm just trying to get more views. That's all.
Are you stealing my gimmick? Seems like you're stealing my gimmick, Carl.
Well, I'm hoping that as I accumulate more views, more people subscribe is what I'm hoping. So,
Ludo is hyped for
Anyway.
new concoctions. Yeah, I'm hyped too. I want to see what Carl's doing. I told Carl to fix it, make it vertical. And did you see
And
how
I
many
did.
more views? Did you see how many more views? you got on
yes,
that?
I said y'all were right.
That's right. I'm always right, never wrong. What's up, Bob? Bob is here. What's going on, Bob?
What is up? I come to ask you about your
Hey,
new
how's it
PC,
going?
bro. Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Pretty good.
So, what's the specs on that bad boy?
Oh shit! If I know.
His biggest concern will do something stupid to crash it. Sorry, man, it's the truth.
I could probably look up the specs, Bob. I could probably go on Amazon and tell you. But it is pre-built. It is. I just picked a pretty looking one off of Amazon, and when I tell you the specs and how much it costs, you're gonna call me an idiot and be like, "This fucking moron! Why did you do that? I could have built one cheaper." So we're not gonna discuss specs.
You know, okay. Here's the problem. Here, you know, when people say that, I hate it when they say that, because you know it's like you got to figure those people know how to do that stuff themselves. You can't build a computer.
I can't. I am not technical in the least. When I got the computer, Carl, it had a little pamphlet with it. It says, check all. It says, open up the side and check all the wires. And I said, shit. I don't want to do this, right?
Yeah. See, you can't do that stuff. You don't know how to do computer. I barely know how to put computers together. And
Well, in all
Pete.
honesty, pre-builds are pretty good these days. If you build it yourself, you're going to save a little bit of money and get a little bit better specs, but pre-builds are pretty fine these days.
Good.
Dude, as long as you're happy with your purchase, that's all that matters.
I am
As long as
happy so far, right?
Well,
As
there
long
you
as it's better than the
go.
potato
There you
was on
go.
before.
What was that, Bob? I couldn't hear you.
As long as it's better than the potato you was on before.
Oh yeah, it's much better, much better.
Well, there you go then. That's progress.
Did you know how bad I am with computers, fellas? I'm going to tell you how bad I am.
I know you're as bad as my dad with computers.
It's got lights on it. It's got 4 lights on the fans. They glow. They got this nice little pattern that they go on. You seen it in the video.
Oh, it's one of those.
So I put it to sleep last night, right? Because I hooked it up last night, put it to sleep about 12:30. And the lights are still on.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, how do I get the lights to go off? And I didn't want to turn the computer back on. So
They
I slept.
don't go off.
Carl,
That's not
Carl. When I tell you this, you're going to laugh. There was a small remote that came with the computer that has a power button. It has a power button that turns the lights off.
Oh shit! It's that expensive.
And I can change the colors. I can go red, green, blue.
You need to put it to green because you're the Frog King, right?
That's right. It's green
There
all
you go.
night.
Set that fucker to green.
Or it can cycle. I can dim the lights. I can make them brighter.
Tony rates the quality of his PCs by if they've got lights or not.
All right,
That's
folks,
right.
let's start a betting poll on when Tony will crash his computer.
30 minutes.
Oh no, I give him a month maybe.
Considering that there's like a bag of screws that came with the computer that I don't know where they go,
Oh shit.
there's a good chance that 30 minutes might happen.
Oh boy. Wow.
Hey, Rabbit Dude.
Yeah.
Dorkside says now if you can only get better internet. Actually, I looked it up because I did hook up the computer. I was like, let me test it. I had Sidekick Max here. He was supposed to go by his mom's. He didn't leave just yet. So he was still here. So I'm like, let's test this out. I'm going to put up a private stream. You go in the other room. You watch it. We'll find out what's going on. Turns out that because I'm on Wi-Fi, that's why the videos stutter and everything on your end when people are watching. So it has nothing to do with the computer and the internet. It's just being on the Wi-Fi. I don't have the
Ethernet Ethernet definitely improves the connection.
And because my modem is downstairs, I'm upstairs on the second floor in the bedroom.
Right.
That's why I can't connect it. But Bob has saved me because Bob has shown me the light, some sort of high-tech thingamabob that you connect into some sockets or something. I don't know.
Power line adapters.
That's what it is. It sounds like science to me, but you connect them in, you connect the Ethernet cables, and then a magical invisible cable between the two connects them with like science or like Dr. Strange lights and shit.
It sends the internet connection over the power lines.
That's what it does. I like my
there you
version
go.
better. I like my version, my explanation with magic and stuff. But okay, we'll go with Bob's. We'll go with the real truth. Hardwire that bitch. I would, but like I said.
Now, if only the British would make their own internet better. Sorry, man.
It's true. It's true.
So now I have the headphones in, so I don't have to worry about feedback from my computer through the microphone. I've moved the microphone
that's
away.
Great.
The microphone
You did good.
It's away from the PC itself, so it's not picking up the fan, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good here.
So hopefully the quality improves, the Kermitness decreases, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have a respectable channel someday. I'm not praying, but please, God. So, Carl, besides food videos, what are the plans going forward?
So, Tommy Tallarico's train is no longer inhibiting you.
The train actually is, the tracks are going to be under construction, so I might not have a train for like the next 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Fingers crossed. But what are you going to be doing, Carl, besides your food concoctions? Now, hold on. Before you answer that, I just want to remind you that it was my idea that you eat weird stuff. Remember that?
Dude, I've always eaten weird stuff, even when I was a kid.
But I mean, putting it on the internet.
Yes, it was your idea. Yes, you're right. I actually want to kind of talk about what foods I think go well with others. And stuff like that.
Or you're going to be like, what's the best wine to eat your pork and beans with?
No. Like, what's the best cheese to combine with, like, chips or melt with chips or tortilla chips and, stuff like that.
Sounds good. Dorkside is right. This channel will never be respectable. It will always be raw, real. rough around the edges because that's just the way we are. Rabbit Dude is
There's-
in Illinois. I did not know that.
Wow.
Rabbit Dude's like a hop, jump, and a skip away from me. I can.
You could drive by him if you wanted to, I guess.
I'm not pulling a
You-
drive-by at him, Carl.
You do live in Chicago, so to
Dorkside
quote
says,
Mary,
Carl, Dorkside says your breakfast looked nasty. The one you shared.
which one? The potato chips and all that. It wasn't breakfast; it was lunch. It wasn't bad. It's better than what I thought it would be. I wanted to add chili to it, but we didn't. Someone didn't finish the rest of the chili, so.
Tommy says,
I
can
may
you pick
do.
Rabbit Dude up from school on Monday? I might. I seen that Evie was eating some Mexican breakfast. Usually, we offer some chorizo for breakfast, but we won't make that joke with mixed company. Look, Tommy
And
Amico
it-
says he got 900 views on his first slot meal video so far.
I'm at 4. I was at 400 last time I checked.
Damn, y'all getting. I got
Wow.
700 on my PC. I don't know YouTube. YouTube's weird like that.
Yeah, my Star Wars video got dick.
Your Star Wars video.
Yeah, I did a Star Wars short.
I didn't see that. Let me see. You know what? I can open up tabs now, Carl, and go to different web pages and not have to worry about it.
That's
fucking
nice.
amazing. I know.
I can tell you're excited.
Ooh, you could see that all through the computer. I got to get a webcam so when we do drinking streams, you can see that I'm
You
drinking.
know, I actually was looking at all sorts of web. You could get them as low as $30 if you wanted to. The webcams, I mean.
Oh, okay. You got 436 views on your pizza.
Yeah. It was a pineapple, bacon, and meatball
Let's see.
with a pretzel crust, I think.
Oh, you mean the Jedi would oppose May 4th?
Yeah. Yeah, I just made the art. I didn't get that many for it, which I thought I would. I figured there'd be so many Star Wars addicts out there that would either at least be offended by the idea, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Sweet lady algorithm did not bless you.
No, it didn't. She fucked my video hard.
Tommy says if I buy a Leap TV for $15, it comes with a free webcam. That's pretty good. Rabbit Dude says he lives in Illinois, but he's not saying where. Well, I know you go to college, Rabbit Dude, so I will narrow down how many colleges there are in Illinois and drive
Can't
from
be that many
location
colleges.
to location until I find you. I know what you look like, Rabbit Dude.
I mean, here's the thing with buying webcams. I would just say you get your money's worth. Okay, get a good one.
If I get a good
Get a
webcam, we're
good-
going OnlyFans.
Bob will help you find one.
What webcam
sure,
or OnlyFans account?
There
Just get a Logitech webcam. They're usually the best for streaming.
you go.
and stuff. The C920 is good, but it's only 30 frames. There's probably a more modern one now.
Yeah, you want like a 60 frames or more. You know how people get allergies when they so much as think about 30 frames per second.
Well, it's not going to be for my face or anything, so it's just going to be for the liquor bottle. So I don't need like anything fancy.
Yeah. Well, mark my words. If Donald Trump threatened to make every new release 30 frames per second, people would have voted against him. Every gamer would have voted against him just for that alone. I'm just telling you, people are that crazy about it.
Francis Candy says, congrats on the new PC. Must feel relieved. I do. I feel relieved. I got it all set up, all hooked up.
He took my suggestion.
I did. Bought a new PC. And got the capture card so I could capture my Switch footage now.
Hey, there you go.
Ooh, fancy.
And I
Which
figured out how to actually get the audio to play through OBS so I could capture the audio.
Hey, that's cool.
Which capture card did you get?
Oh, fuck. I know. It's a little red one. It's a 4K USB 3.0 Amico box.
What brand?
Tommy Uyamiko wants to know if you run any new games loaded. Now, I have a game suggestion for you. It's called Hard Time.
Hard Times. It's a Miro box. I don't know, Bob. That's the best I can give you.
Hard
Wow.
Time is a crazy thing where you end up in prison and you have to go the whatever days. Heavy Metal Gamer does a few playthroughs. Really awesome stuff. Chaotic.
Oh my god. I just found your capture card. That's going to be horrible.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Just letting you know the facts. Those cheap capture cards, they record at such a low bit rate. They're usually bad. It should be fine for you with your potato internet, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was only $53.
Yeah.
We don't got to get fancy. Yeah, I'll put it up on screen.
Well, there's getting fancy and then there's getting competent. If you ever need any help with OBS, hit me up. Yeah, that's the one I found.
That's the bad boy, I guess. I just want to see. Here's what I do. I buy something cheap, right? I buy the cheap thing to test it out, make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing, and then if I need to improve it, I'll just buy a better one later.
Right.
Yeah, boy, as in BOI, not BOY.
Yeah. See, I usually research what I need and get a half decent one.
Well, you're on a good start, okay? You're on a good start. Don't worry about all the don't sweat the small stuff. Just don't install anything free. Do not install anything free. That shit has more viruses than a prostitute in Las Vegas.
But Carl, OBS is free, and I installed that.
Francis
Well,
Candy,
that's
right.
official though. That's official though.
Buy nice or
And
buy it twice. You're right, Francis. But here's the thing again. If I buy this and I just let's say I don't like it, I don't like capturing shit. I just stop streaming or whatever happens. I only spend $53, right? And I'm sure that if I get a fancier one, I could give this away or sell it for $20 or something.
I don't think I've seen What About Bob. I've seen Lost in Translation.
What About Bob's actually
I've heard
not that bad.
I've heard about What About Bob.
Ninja Kitty wants me to install DaVinci Resolve. Now, Carl says not to install nothing, but Carl also says to listen to Ninja Kitty. So now I'm confused. What do I do?
Listen to Ninja Kitty. He's a computer he's a programmer. He knows what stuff is bad and good.
Ooh, Tommy Yumiko says I just downloaded Britney Spears Sex Boobs 69 Pussy.mp3 on Kazaa.
And that's why you shouldn't listen to Tommy. That's why.
It says, do you think it might be infected? I don't know, but send me the link. We'll find out together.
You're trying to fuck up your poor computer, man.
I've heard DaVinci Resolve is a good free video editor. I know other people who use it.
And what's up, Isaiah? He says, how do you Amigos? Have any of you played Ganru 2, a sequel almost 20 years after the original on Switch? I have not.
No.
Dorkside is right. The audio was a bit tricky to get, but then I had to adjust the audio output and then make a separate audio output setting. Then it worked fine.
Boy. I don't think he's going to survive the month, Bob.
No, I don't.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, fellas.
I think my mom's more technically savvy than you, Tony.
Oh, damn.
I am not ashamed. There was a point where I was on it, like I was tech savvy as a motherfucker, and then I just stopped getting involved in all that shit, and I was like, whatever. That's why I don't PC game. That's why I'm like, fuck it. The console takes care of it. I'm not gonna worry about settings or fucking buying new graphics cards or fucking sound shit or.
They want to know if you're going to let people in the stream.
We might.
In the panel, I guess.
We might let people on later. We don't know yet.
We got drama to talk. We got drama to talk about, don't we?
Oh, we got lots of drama. Lots.
Well, let's hit that bitch then.
I need more content, so I need more drama.
So
there you go.
We got to discuss the latest, greatest Intellivision Amico video from Retro Bro, and we got a Smash JT video, both on the same subject, and an Atari Creep video we got to talk about.
And Pat the Nez Punk video.
Yeah, Pat the Nez. I forgot about that. See, just 4 videos just on the Amico. But as a side quest, I guess, in this whole Amico drama, Resetera decided to start talking shit about me and some of you fellas on their forums.
Whoa! You mean I get talked about?
Not you, Carl.
Oh.
Reset forum.
They were talking about me specifically, Retro Bro, Ninja Kitty, and then they kind of lumped half of the haters in together. They didn't really specify anybody, but you'll see when we get there.
Oh boy!
And also, we got to address that there's individuals within the community, within the greater YouTube sphere, if you will, that they love taking pot shots at me, Carl. They love putting my name in their mouth. They love making allusions to me, and then they say, "Hey, I'm not saying nothing. I didn't say nothing. Why are you attacking me?"
Okay. I
know who you're talking about. They got blocked on my Twitter.
Can we get that phrase? Not use that phrase because the last person who used that was Will Smith, and he tanked his career.
Did he tank his career?
He lost his man card because he gave all the control in the relationship to his wife.
Carl, the man was getting cucked. He didn't have a man card. Okay.
Yeah, badly cucked. Literally.
Yeah. And I'm not here to like shame anybody. If that's your thing, right?
I am.
I'm not. But what I'm saying is, like, you keep that in the bedroom, right? If you want to be a kinky motherfucker, you keep that in the bedroom. You don't have your wife go on TV and just blurt that shit out, right? Like,
man, yeah. So let's not use it for that phrase destroys careers.
Oh, I was giggling at that comment. Yeah,
Dorkside's right. People love having Tony in their mouth. It melts in your mouth, not in your hand. It's like chocolate, baby. But I'm saying, like, look, I got no issue if you got problems with me, right? If you want to talk shit about me, go ahead. What I have issue with is you going around saying stuff, but doing it in a way that not everybody knows who you're talking about, right? Give me some fucking credit. Let people know who you're talking about. Be a man.
Hell yeah.
You talk about me hiding with no face, right? I'm not showing my face. I'm a faceless YouTuber hiding.
Oh, man, they've been listening to that guy again.
But what I'm saying is that any worse than you going around talking shit, making allusions to me and not saying my name and then turning around and going, hey, why is Tony attacking me? Why is Tony tweeting about me and stuff? Because you're a fucking bitch that's going around on YouTube comments and making Twitter posts and replies about me, but then you're pretending like you ain't talking shit. You're not a drama channel. You're not into drama. You don't want to deal with drama, but you're fucking knee deep in that shit. Put my name in your mouth.
Yeah, boy. Agree.
Wow.
100% agree. If you're going to be like, oh, those 9 people on the panel, and then the people on the panel respond, you're like, no, not you. Fuck you.
Exactly. Retro Bro says that we're talking about Mangina Marceau. Actually, surprisingly, we're not at this point. But we're going to tell you who it is in a minute.
We're alluding to a person like he alludes to other people.
Let's bring Retro Bro in because we're going to be talking about his video, right?
We're going to be talking
I think
about
it's
Retro
only-
Bro.
I think it's only fair that he be in the panel. What about Retro Bro?
The French. We're not talking about the French. I will send Retro Bro a link if he wants to join. Because we are going to talk about his video. I do have some issues with
I
his
think
video.
it's only fair. That's all I'm saying.
I got a little bit of issue with it, with his videos. So, you know, it is fair to have him in there. While I do that, Carl, please enlighten us.
Okay.
Oh, why is this not? Tell us some stuff, Carl. Come on.
Well, about what? Pick a topic.
1942 Germany. Anything interesting happened?
Well, you know, I've mentioned this a few times, but that World War II is full of so many working parts. But I did watch a video on super weapons they never use and probably would have won them the war. And here's something interesting: their politics were kept them from winning the war. Because they were all about offensive weapons, and if they had used defensive weapons, we probably never would have gotten many of our bombers over there.
This is true. Retro Bro says he's in the shower right now. Thank you for listening to us while you're in the shower. It's kind of weird. Keep the soaping to the top half while you're listening to us. When you get to the bottom, turn the YouTube off when you do the bottom half. Right? I'm just saying.
You know,
So
we're just
we'll wait on the Retro Bro video until he pops in. But what I wanted to say about offensive weapons and stuff. Here's the thing, right? I like you guys. I like all you people. I like my fans.
Right.
Right. Where's this going? This sounds like a preface to something.
This is I'm saying this to say that I don't need you guys to agree with me. I don't need you guys to have the same views as me, to think the way I think. I don't care what you guys think. I don't care if you're pro-abortion, anti-abortion, if you're pro-Biden, anti-Biden. If you know, as long as you're within the context of legality and you don't actually hate somebody for, like, you know, the color of their skin or something. Like if you're not a blatant racist or a blatant homophobe or something, right? We can be cool. I don't care if you lean left or right. I don't care if you're a socialist. Whatever. It's your prerogative. We live in America. At least some of us do. Bob, you don't live here, but
no human rights in this country.
We still love you. But what I'm saying is, because this is what we're going to be talking about, because this is where the drama is coming from. Okay, so we're going to go over to Resetera and see what they have to say about us. See what they have to say.
But
about
E3, I am soft and squishy. A girl older than me at church calls me Teddy Bear.
Oh,
she likes you, Carl.
I give bitchin' hugs. So, what can I say? Fluffy people give the best hugs. It's a fact.
I've heard this. I haven't experienced it personally, but I've heard this. So, on Resetera, whatever the hell.
Yeah, let's get to that bitch.
All right, they have an Amico fun conversations off topic. What the heck's an Intellivision Amico? Consoles, leaky dev portal hints. This is their thread on the Amico. It went 112 pages. 112 pages.
Wow.
Without having issues with me or the rest of you guys, right? So why on the 113th page, Carl, the 113th page, suddenly there's a problem? Right,
Personality conflict.
So Bill Fisto here, Mr. Bill Fisto says, hey, cool. half the quote-unquote hater news sources have atrocious views about abortion.
Oh my god.
Now, I can understand that you have a disagreement with me, right? You have a disagreement about my views. You think the other way, right? But how is saying I want a baby to live atrocious? What is atrocious about that? I didn't say, hey, let's eat the baby, right? Or let's like sell the baby to slavery. That would be an atrocious view, and I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, right? But I'm just like, hey, let's let the baby live. That's not atrocious. I don't think anybody could think that would be atrocious, right?
I mean, yeah,
But
pretty much.
But it gets better. It gets better. So,
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Mr. Danette 316. By the way, just so you know,
Oh,
I actually had an account on Resetera. I joined just so I could participate in this thread, and I was banned as a troll just for making the account, just for having my name, just for being me. I just went there and they banned me.
Do you know what forum is hard to get banned from? GameFAQs message board, and that's by my own experimentation.
Yeah, 56K1 says, good old Resetera thread derailing only applies to their views. Yeah. Don't be soft, Carl. Don't be soft. I love Ben. I hate those posters. Yeah, these.
I've never even heard of Resetera before.
Well,
I have.
NeoGaf. You heard of NeoGaf, Bob?
Oh yeah.
Whoa, got kind of loud.
Oh, sorry.
NeoGaf had an issue with some mods that may or may not have a interest in children.
Oh.
And so Resetera broke off. Like there was like a schism among the people at NeoGaf. So some of them left and they started Resetera. Like, we're going to build our own forum with blackjack and hookers. That's what Resetera was supposed to be. And then quickly, it just evolved into like, if you don't think the way we think, you're bad. If you like boobs, we don't like you, right? Like, can't like sexy women. Like,
okay.
So these are they're extremists. Like, that's basically.
Already, I'm gonna have to ask some questions. You're gonna have to explain some things to me because I don't get some of this stuff.
Yeah. So Danette here, he says, can you elaborate a little? I'm not sure who you mean. All right. So O'Reilly says, a large number of Amico haters are alt-right Gamergate pieces of shit. I don't know who Bill Fisto is referring to, but Tony TGD seems really happy about the Supreme Court's decision, which is not surprising at all if you've ever interacted with him. I don't know who this person is that supposedly has interacted with me. But apparently he thinks I'm a piece of shit, right? It'd be nice if I could get into the forum and actually, maybe respond.
That time travel video I put together? It's specifically designed for people like that.
Now, I've seen that video, Carl, and it is a paradox. We've discussed this. I don't want to burst your bubble, but you can't. It's not possible, right? If you go back in time to kill me, that doesn't matter, because if you go back in time to kill me, it's a guarantee I live, because then you have no reason to go back in time, right? So I don't have to go back to stop you, because life and time will stop you itself.
But if the guy has some means to ignore paradoxes and enforce his will, then what do you do?
And also,
you can stop him, but what do? Do you just simply assume your paradox is going to kick in, or what?
Yeah,
and that depends if the universe allows his paradoxes or not, and if alternate reality is created at the point of an incursion.
Thank you very much.
Or we're following
Thank you.
rules.
Thank you. See?
So unless we invent time travel and test it out, we don't know.
Yeah, this is true. But
the point was to point out their hypocrisy is what the question was designed for.
Retro Bro says he's gonna watch TV with the wife. So go ahead. He said, "Go ahead, watch his video. That's fine. We'll get to it." But here,
Okay.
I'm not alt right. Okay. I don't know if you know this. Maybe the poster doesn't know this, but I am a Mexican American. Right. I'm not like some
Right.
Nazi. Alt right people are Nazis. Right. I'm not a Nazi. Carl might be. We
I'm
joked
not a
about it.
Nazi.
It's probably not a Nazi. Right. But I'm saying is, like, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not an alt righter. I don't know how this thing has perpetuated. Gamergate, yes, I am a Gamergater because Gamergate was literally about ethics in video game journalism, right? That's the whole point of Gamergate. That was the whole reason that it happened.
And correct me if I'm wrong, if they're saying that you're Gamergater, is that trying to say that you're anti letting women into like the industry? Which I'd like, not to put words in your mouth, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like. You would want more women in the industry.
Yeah. Well, see, here's what happened, right? If we could take a sidetrack, Gamergate was literally about ethics and journalism. What happened was Zoe Quinn, she made a game called Depression Quest. Some of her friends were video game journalists, and they highlighted her game in various articles about like, hey, upcoming indie games and stuff. Turns out she slept with some of those people, cheated on her boyfriend. Her boyfriend made a post calling her out for cheating, right? He name dropped some of these people, like, hey, she fucked this dude and he works at this website, right? So we the Gamergate people were like, hey, this is wrong. If you work at a website, you shouldn't be highlighting your friends' games. The game is not good. Depression Quest is not a good game, right? Why is it getting all this attention? Because she's your friend. You didn't disclose the fact that she was your friend when you wrote the article. You didn't disclose the fact that you were familiar with her outside of, just knowing her game, right? You were friends with her. This should be disclosed. That's what it was all about. But because they were video game journalists, right? They all got together and said, hey, we'll just write a bunch of articles in our websites and stuff saying that these people are evil and they just hate Zoe Quinn for being a woman. And that's what they did. And then when they did that, the greater internet picked up on it and was like, oh, all these journalists are saying that Gamergate's evil and they hate women. This must be true. Now, we all know that there's crazy people on the internet, right? We've seen it. We've experienced crazy people in this little small community, right?
Yeah, they let me on the internet.
Right. So what I'm saying is, like, sure, there might have been somebody who said, I'm a Gamergater and then did some horrible shit, right? But that doesn't represent the whole, right? One crazy person is not the whole, right? One Muslim extremist who blows up a fucking church does not mean that all Muslims are bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing, the same situation here. But they would say, hey, see this one guy who says he's a Gamergater? He said mean things about a woman. All Gamergaters are evil. And that's not true, right? In fact, me, who's a Gamergater, has called out many right-wing YouTube content creators, political pundits, other people just for lying, right? So if I'm so evil, I don't play team sports. I'm not someone who's like, hey, we're both on the same side, so you get a pass. So if anything, I personally would be the kind of person that they want, right? Like I'm the kind of Gamergater they want to hold up because I hold my side accountable. I hold people who are supposed to be like on my team to the same standard that I would hold anybody else.
Well, what happened was they saw your comment last Saturday, and they joined Marceau. Boy, I really wanted to just sarcasm that out of the park, but anyway, and that's what happened.
I think we lost audio
Did they
with
find a way to
Tony.
put you in a box?
Oh no.
It says,
hello?
At least, hello?
Hi.
Yeah, okay, continue.
What happened? What I miss?
Oh, nothing. It just went really quiet and I thought we'd lost you.
Yeah.
Like I said, Bro says that's what liberals do. If they don't agree with you, they find a way to put you in a box. At least the far left, anyway. Not all lefties are bad. Right. Not all lefties.
Or death camp.
Tommy O Potion Sword Run, they're both lefties. They're far left. Potion Sword Run even said in his video, he's like, I'm fucking far, far left. I'm like, it's like way out there.
Yeah.
And we're cool. We're cool with each other.
He's like the standard, you know. He's the standard all lefties should be.
56K1, he says, save your breath with Resetera. They've been doing this since NeoGAF. Yeah, it's not really like I'm here trying to like hit back at them. I just wanted to test the PC. I was like, fuck it. I got nothing else to talk about. I might as well talk about this. Get the PC going. Right? Plus, this is
Totally,
easy. This is an easy stream. I could dunk on these people all fucking day. But as far as far left and right, here's the thing. And many people don't know this, so I'll explain it. As of right now, in the current climate that we live in, I am a capitalist, right? Because I recognize that the human condition plus the technological advances have not made it to the point where we need to be, because I am at heart a robo-socialist, right? I understand that labor is needed, right? We can't have socialism and have a human labor class, because nobody wants to clean toilets, right? Nobody wants to dig ditches, and these things have to be done. So who's going to do it? People. And if people are doing it, they're going to have it. We're not going to have an equal society where all the classes are equal, because we're still going to have people that are looked down upon. However, if we get to the point where technology advances, where we can have robots do all the menial labor, allowing other people to pursue their goals, to pursue their dreams, to, you know, write books, poetry, art, because robots are doing all the work. Yeah. That's the society I want to live in. But we can't get there by being socialists. We have to take the capitalist off-ramp to get us to the robo-socialist utopia, right? And I recognize that.
Oh, yeah. It's I mean, it's not like you can decide X group of people are inferior. Let's segregate them in a special part of the country and have them do all our work for us.
We just call that Florida.
Oh, deep cut.
No, that don't work.
Right. But
it's been proven.
We've sidetracked enough. But yes, I am happy about the Supreme Court's decision. If my position is that babies in the womb are humans in their lives, then I want to save them, and I'm happy with them not being aborted, right? So yes, I'm happy about that. I don't understand why that's like a bad thing. But Danette says, ugh, that sucks. Had no idea. No idea. Yeah. And here is Infinite posts regularly on the subreddit that I started, by the way. I started that subreddit, the one that, you know, the Intellivision _Amico. So you're welcome, Infinite. He blocked me on Reddit, and now Reddit has a new feature. When you block somebody, they can't respond to any post that you put. They can't see any post that you put, and they can't reply to any comments you put.
So it's like Twitter.
They can't. You can't even reply to someone. Like, let's say Infinite comments on Carl. Like, Carl makes a comment, and Infinite comments, and then Bob comments. I can't comment on Bob because it's part of the chain with Infinite, because of the way the blocking works on Reddit.
That's so idiotic.
What's KIA?
Kotaku in action.
What's that?
I'll explain what that is in a minute. So he says, yeah, Tony TGD is a longtime Kotaku in action guy, formerly of R. the Donald. I forget where else, but none of it good. None of it good. So KIA is Kotaku in action. It is the unofficial Gamergate subreddit on Reddit. Kotaku being the website, you know, that everybody loves to hate. And it's basically, you know, the same thing that we do in the Amico forum, where we post stuff about crazy Tommy and crazy Amico happenings. On Kotaku in Action, they post things about crazy SJWs and crazy SJW happenings. And if you go into that forum, right, you'll find that a lot of the people, a lot of the regulars don't like me, because I'm the guy who's always the contrarian voice, who's always going, hey, I don't care that the new doctor is a black guy. Let's wait till we see the show before we judge if the show is bad or not.
But then
So-
doctors, I mean, okay, all right. I need to stop here for a moment and talk about this because I have seen a bit of Doctor Who. Now, I've never have I ever heard that the Doctor, whenever the Doctor dies and he gets his new appearance, never have I heard. Right, thank you. Never have I heard that it's restricted to race or anything like that.
I don't watch Doctor Who, but I'm gonna have to take your word for it. But yes, the new Doctor is going to be a black man. I believe he's gay in real life. I'm not sure. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter, right? Let's watch the show and find out if the show's good. Then we could be like, hey, this is a bad show.
Yeah, if he's a good actor, he's a good actor. That's what matters.
All right. And that's me. Like, so yes, I post on Kotaku in Action. But if you actually go in there and look at what I post, you'll probably agree with me half the time. But you don't care, right? It's not about what I say. It's about you being able to label me as evil, an evil bigot.
Right, yeah.
Just like I post on R the Donald. What is R the Donald? That was the official Donald Trump subreddit, right? You know, someone who was legally allowed to run for president of the United States and actually won, right? You might not agree with his policies. You might not like the man. You might think he's an asshole. And I understand that. But it's not like I was on R the Hitler, right? Like we gotta stop. Like, could you imagine if I was like, hey, I don't like you because you support Joe Biden? Like, dude, it's the fucking president, right? Like, chill the fuck out. I don't get wrapped up in politics like that. I don't give a fuck who you support, who you voted for, whatever. Yeah. But all this idea that like you vote like for these people, your choice is this Democrat or that Democrat. If you voted for anything that's not a Democrat, then you're a fucking evil bigot. And I don't play that. So that's the issue this gentleman is having.
So they're being like, because you're on these forums, you're a bad person, despite the things you've actually posted, which is like basically a complete reach.
Yeah. And the other places that he doesn't remember that are not good, I posted on a couple of men's rights subreddits, because when I was going through a divorce, I needed help with a lawyer and trying to get custody of my kid, because I don't know if you know this, but in America at least, things are weighed very heavily against the husband, right? Like if you get a divorce and you have kids, they 90% of the time they go with the mother. Even if the mother's a terrible person, right?
Yeah, it's the same over here. I could go into personal details, but I'm not going to. But like the whole thing with like separating from your missus and you got a kid, like causes a lot of problems for men.
Yeah. So I was on there, right? And maybe I said some things you didn't agree with, right? But so what? Don't be soft. Don't be soft. Now, if you said, hey, Tony was like, hey, let's go fucking drive around and like bash women's skulls in, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up. You're probably correct in not wanting to hang out with me, right? But I don't say shit like that. And let me remind everybody that my Reddit history is there and available for you to look at. It is open. I don't delete stuff. It's always been there. My Twitter post, I think I deleted maybe 3 Twitter posts in my whole lifetime. They're there for you to look at. I was tweeting my support of Donald Trump. I have right-wing political people that follow me. I've retweeted people. I'm very vocal about not liking Latinx, Latinx, whatever the fuck you pronounce it, right? I'm a Latino. I'm not a Latinx. But if that has any bearing on whether or not my information about the Amico is correct, please explain to me how, right?
Or relevant either.
Yeah. But this is like, we've gone to the point where the Amico is almost dead. And I think this is what my theory is, gentlemen.
All right, I'm back.
My theory, Carl, is that because the Amico saga is about to wrap up, right?
Right.
You're gonna have all these people. You're gonna have the Matt McMuscles. What happened? You're gonna have the DJ Slope, kick scammers. You're gonna have the documentary people, right? People are gonna be talking about this.
So the
What-
losers.
No, not the losers. So what I think these people are worried that when the documentaries come out, when the kick scammers, that I'm going to get some kind of credit. They don't want a right-wing person to be held up in esteem, to be say, hey, this is the guy that helped expose the scam. They would prefer that all the credit just go to Pat and Ian, right? Two lefties that they love. So that's what I think this is about, because it's kind of funny that right here at the end of this whole thing is the end of the saga is when suddenly Tony's an issue that we can't have.
Basically, character assassination, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck
So
'em,
now,
that's what I say.
so Bill Fisto replied to the can you elaborate? He says Tony TGD, Ninja Kitty, now hater Retro Bro, and some others were doing one of Tony's interminable live streams. I got an interminable live stream now, guys. He was watching it apparently.
All right. Let's stop here for a moment, okay? Now I happen to know that Retro Bro has had his political views for some time. He didn't just get them when he, changed. Help me out here, please. Change sides.
He didn't flip flop on his political beliefs.
No, he didn't flip flop on his political. He's always been like that, and that's not intended as an insult, by the way. I've known, as you all know, I've known him. I've known him for probably more than a year, and I know that's how he's always been.
Terrible person, always. Ninja Kitty says, I make one joke about Marceau being a weirdo and somehow I'm lumped into this. Yeah, exactly. They have no idea what your political leanings are or anything. You made a joke. And if you watch the stream, Ninja Kitty makes the joke. We laugh a little, and then we all kind of go, that was a little dark, Ninja Kitty. You shouldn't have made that joke.
I'll be honest. I didn't know what the joke. I had no idea what the joke was. To be honest, I was like, I just went with it.
These people have blatantly never watched South Park.
Yeah, but apparently he doesn't like that the live streams go on too long. My live stream goes on as long as I feel like it. I don't understand. Is there a limit? Is there like you're only allowed like a 2-hour live stream after that? Like, no, you're bad. We've been here like 56 minutes. Or 52 minutes. Like, if people want to listen to me ramble on and talk and just have wacky adventures on the internet, and I'm going to let them come along for the ride.
We could do instead talk about abortion, talk about legalizing torture.
No, we're not gonna do that, Carl. No. Yeah,
You should not say legalize torture. You should say legalize corporal punishment.
Well, it's legal among two consenting adults.
Oh.
All right, so he says Tony went hard on saying pro-choice advocates love killing babies. No, I didn't. See, again, this is a
no. You didn't say that.
I said Master System Marceau was very excited to kill some babies. That's what I said. I was very clear that I was talking about one individual. I didn't lump
it can be verified. It can be verified.
So that was wrong. And then he said some nonsense about why should the woman get to kill the baby if I say I'll pay for it. That's not what I said. See, he's just making shit up now. What I said was if a woman gets to choose whether or not to kill the baby, he gets to choose to abort it, however you want to phrase it. If the woman is in sole control.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Then the man should not be forced to pay for the child if he doesn't want it, right? If I have no choice, like if I said we're going to go out to eat, me and Carl are going out to eat, right? And we get to the restaurant, and I say, "Here, Carl, here's your soup." Carl's like, "I don't want soup." I'm like, "No, here's your soup, and by the way, you owe me $5." He'd be pissed. He'd be like, "What the fuck? I didn't want soup, and now you're making me pay for the soup that I don't even want."
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's what I'm talking about here. Like,
Especially since I don't like soup that much that often.
and now on the flip side, imagine we went to the restaurant, right? And Carl's like, I want soup. And I'm like, I don't want soup. And Carl's like, fuck you, you got to eat soup. And you got to
And
pay
you're
for my
gonna
soup.
pay for
And
it, bitch.
yeah, and you're going to pay for my soup. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I got no choice. It's whatever you
Yeah,
want.
you don't have any choice.
And I understand I simplified it, but what I'm saying is, look, if you're going to hold a man financially responsible for the baby, if the woman chooses to keep it, right, then he should have some say whether or not he wants to keep it, right? If she just on a dime go, hey, I don't want it, so then how can he be held responsible if she does want it? Like, it's like she just brought a puppy home and like, hey, now you got to pay for this puppy. Like, fuck, give me some choices, right? We all have freedoms.
And it gets even worse when they want the government to pay for the operation.
My wallet, my choice, damn it.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think if you're gonna say it's a woman's choice, it's should be your choice and not one. If she didn't want the baby in the first place, she could have said no.
Mike Martinez said, "Did Carl help make the soup?" Now we're getting the soup analogy has taken a life of its own.
Hey, for your information, I'm a decent cook. Okay, I just don't like to cook that often.
But we made the soup with your semen, so.
Ew, you don't want that soup.
Yeah, you don't want that soup. What I'm saying is, it takes two to tango. Right? It takes a man and a woman.
Yeah,
exactly. In most cases, right? We'll there is in vitro and all that other stuff. But we're talking in typical cases, it's a man and a woman, right? If the guy goes, hey, I would like to keep that baby. You're pregnant. I'd like to have that baby, right? And she's like, no, I'm going to kill it. I want to get rid of it. I don't want it. Do you think the man has no emotional attachment? He's not going to be distraught. He's not going to suffer, emotional damages from the fact that his child, his potential junior, his potential, offspring. That's what every man wants. Every man wants to, not every, because it's probably going to be some of you that are like, I don't want kids, but most of us.
I don't want kids.
It's almost a biological.
I don't want kids.
Imperative to impart our DNA to let the next generation go on.
I think this generation suffered enough with my DNA, so I don't want to put that on the rest.
Oh,
I understand. Well, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying the dude should have some say, and if you don't give him some say, then you shouldn't expect him to have to pay. That's it. That's all. That was what I was saying. Now you could disagree with me. You could say, "Hey, Tony's stupid," but at least say what I said correctly, right? Don't misquote.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be incorrect if I said he's an inbreeding douchebag who swears he saw UFOs and lives in a trailer park.
And then he goes on. Bill Fisto goes on to say, Ninja Kitty asked about a pro-choice person, are they a coat hanger salesman? That's not what he said either. See, this is even incorrect. He said, I heard he used to be a coat hanger salesman. That's what
as a joke.
As a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Retro
really
Bros
dark
just
joke.
Yeah. Retro Bros just a shitty person overall. I guess that's your opinion, Bill Fisto. I don't know how to defend him, but he seems pretty all right to me.
He's all right.
We've had issues back and forth, but he seemed pretty all right to me. But he's been tweeting anti-choice stuff like crazy. Now, I love how they phrase this as anti-choice. It's not anti-choice, right? We believe that murder is wrong, right? We've all agreed in society. We said murder is wrong. We don't get to just murder people. As much as Carl wants to just go on a rampage. Because I know Carl goes into the he goes into
I
the
know
Denny's.
how to do some fun things with a floppy disk is all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is the last time he went into Denny's and they didn't have his moons over my hammy, he was ready to fucking go nuts, but he didn't because society says we're not allowed to kill people. Right?
I mean, I have threatened to pee on people who were in my way when I needed to use the restroom. So
yeah. So what I'm saying is, right?
Yeah.
It's not anti-choice. If we believe, if pro-life people say, hey, this is a life, this is our belief, This is a life. So then we don't want murder, right? We've all agreed that murder is bad, and we're saying that's a baby. Now you could believe that it's not a baby, and you want abortion, right? That's your prerogative. But I'm not framing that in any other way than what it is, right? I think it's a life, so you want to kill a life. That's the way I'm saying it. You're framing it as I don't want you to have a choice, and I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. You can have a choice. Don't have sex. Don't hook up with shitty men, right?
Go with anal sex.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Protect your willy. Wear a condom.
Yeah, I mean, look, I did not tell you to hook up with the drug dealer boyfriend, right? That wasn't me. I didn't say, hey, you have to go. And then he got arrested, right? That's not me. That's you. You made that.
Here's a good anime. Here's a good. Someone used Gundam Wing for this one. Practicing safe sex. Put a Gundam on your tall geese.
Yeah. Tommy Amico say I disagree with Tommy on this. He says murder's bad unless a judge decided the person is bad enough. I don't believe that. Okay, I don't believe in capital punishment, and here's why. It's my belief that if you like say Tommy Amico murdered somebody, right, and then you're like, hey, give him the electric chair. That's the easy way out. Tommy goes to the electric chair, he gets zapped. He never has to think about it again, right? He doesn't have to live with the consequences of his actions.
I mean,
he doesn't have to. Hold on, Carl. I'm in the middle of something.
Okay. All right, go for it.
You know, you give him the electric chair. He doesn't live with the consequences of his actions. He never gets a chance to rectify the situation, to redeem himself, to understand what he did was wrong. Or conversely, if Tommy is just a crazy person, right, who has a mental deficiency or something wrong with his brain that caused him to make this choice to murder somebody, then we still shouldn't be giving him the electric chair because we should be trying to help him and fix the thing in his brain that is incorrect that made him murder somebody.
So I'm laughing at Tommy Amico's last comment, not what you
Ride the lightning.
Sorry.
I mean, I know someone who didn't do what they were accused of, you know, and ended up going to prison over nothing, you know, and so, you know, I do agree with and that's one of the reasons I agree with Tony on that.
Okay, so Tommy's asking about war. He says murder is wrong unless they're from a different country and you have a uniform on. That's okay. It's not okay. Murder is wrong. War is wrong. Violence against other people is wrong. I don't believe in any of that. Right?
Yeah, I don't believe in violence against anyone either. Yeah.
I will say there comes a point, like if Bob is hitting me, right? Let's say Bob just starts smacking me. I'd be like, stop it, Bob. And I'd try to hold him off. Like I try to push him away, hold his hands. So I'm not going to hit him. But there will come to a point where like, fuck it. I have to hit Bob because Bob has left me no choice. It is Bob or me, right? At that point, then it is okay. Right?
That's when you smash Bob's teapot over his head.
And accidentally kill me and end up getting on the electric chair.
But I mean, you know,
please.
I'm not
I wouldn't use the electric chair. Go on.
Tommy says you said we all agreed in society that murder is wrong, though I'm trying to say that isn't true. It's highly political. Yeah, okay. When I say murder, people don't think of like war mostly as murder, right? Talking like premeditated homicide. Murder is totally subjective. Yeah, it's true.
I wouldn't use the electric chair. I would torture them and brainwash them until they learn to regret their choices.
That would be terrible, Carl. Don't do that. Don't even. That's a no. That's why we get labeled as extremists, Carl, when you say stuff like that. But going on, he says it was just a really gross live stream overall. That was like 20 minutes in a 6-hour live stream, right? Yeah, if that. So
yeah,
again,
pretty much.
Again, we talked about all kind of other things. I love how like whenever we talk about something someone doesn't like, suddenly the entire live stream was about that one small thing they didn't like. Just a boys' club deciding what rights women should have. What?
That is complete and utter BS.
Yeah, we talked about one subject very briefly. We all had a quip. Ninja Kitty said a thing. We all laughed. Then we said, hey, that was a little too much. and then we moved on. And I believe Bob was like, I don't even want to touch the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to touch the subject right now.
That's fine. He says, deciding what rights women should have and trying to emasculate and discredit people known to be pro-choice. How was I trying to discredit anybody?
Well,
Need I bring up the time machine and abortion video again?
No, Carl.
Criminy sake.
These guys are just really reaching and taking like everything out of context and blowing it up ridiculously.
Oh,
it's insane.
my
These
gosh.
guys are crazy. I'd like to abort this Bill Fisto.
It says, now that Intellivision's gone silent, there's no common enemy. Well, that sounds like what you're doing, Bill Fisto. It sounds like you've decided that now that Intellivision's gone tits up, you're free to go ahead and just slander the rest of us. So Infinite here, who's we've discussed
wonderful gentleman.
Wonderful gentleman. He says not just Intellivision corporate, but Tommy basically being removed from the project as well. There's just not a lot to talk about in real life to Amico drama, and like you said, they seem to be cuddling up, which is all very strange as they share the same politics as at least Alvarado and probably Tommy himself. I really get the feeling if Ninja Kitty and Tony knew about the basic political ethos driving the Amico, they have been on board on Atari age. Well, gentlemen, this is 100% incorrect because, again, we knew what Tommy's political leanings were months ago, a year ago.
Yeah. Everyone knew where his political leanings were. Give me a break, folks.
And I think I've said it several times, but I don't play team sports. I don't care if we're on the same political side of the spectrum, right? If you do something that needs to be called out, I will call you out on it.
Or Nick Richards, prairie dog hunter.
Yeah. Who are you pissing off now? I'm pissing everybody off. Nobody likes me. I don't have any friends. Haven't you heard? Tommy says people don't think of abortion as murder. I would, but that's them. Yeah, like I said, that's you're fine to have that belief, and I'm fine to have my belief, and we could still play basketball together and go watch a movie. You don't have to think like me to be my friend. That's what I'm saying. Like, we could be friends and have vastly different ideas about all kind of things.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of joining Bob's side here. I don't want to talk about this anymore either.
Ninja Kitty says, I have no idea what they're talking about and think those guys seriously need to get laid and get a friend or two. I see that.
I like how they haven't actually linked the video or linked the live stream to like back up their arguments.
They don't.
They can get a hold of it. Oh,
well, even if they did, it prove them completely wrong.
Uh-oh, somebody's popping in.
Uh-oh.
It's the bro. What's up, bro?
The wife fell asleep, so I turned our show off.
Hey, what up?
What's up, man?
Can you believe they thought you're just suddenly changed? Can you believe they thought you changed your political leanings the moment you switch sides? Can you believe that?
It's funny that this has never come up before. Tony, I caught just a little bit before I came on, and someone had said something about there's no common enemy. So I kind of warned a lot of people about this a while ago, that when the Amico drama would kind of come down, that they'll sort of there was a lot of people in the Amico community that were really just here for the drama. It was never anything to do with the Amico. It really wasn't. For many people it was, but for a lot of people it wasn't. And these are like the kind of YouTube, I like to call them grifters, which just sort of like grift from drama topic to drama topic. And they're just trying to find some drama to drum up. Right. It's ridiculous.
These aren't even YouTubers. That's the thing. They're not.
Well, no. Well, they're usually viewers who drum this shit up amongst people.
Yeah, like your YouTube commentators, like the people in the comments who just love the drama and they stir shit up between YouTube creators to cause more drama.
It's exactly what it is.
Good.
It was
grief.
bound to happen. It was, and the funny thing is, like they're giving Ninja Kitty shit. Like I'm pretty sure all he did was crack a joke.
That was it.
Never gave his opinion on anything.
Yeah.
So Bill Fisto goes on to say, "That's the thing that gets me. How can you realize that Tommy is a grifter, but not Trump? I guess it mostly boils down to Tommy intruding on quote unquote their territory, while Trump was doing stuff they wanted." Well, there you go. I think you answered your own question. If the guy is doing things that I agree with, then I'm going to support him politically, right? I do want a wall. I do think that the country should have secure borders. I'm a terrible person. I know.
I mean, I'll be straight with you. I think every president is corrupt in some way, has been corrupt in some way.
I'll go a step further and say every politician is corrupt in one way or the other.
Yeah.
There's actually a really good video on YouTube. I forget the creator. When I find it, I'll show you guys later. But basically, he said that anybody who goes into politics, even if you don't start off corrupt, the system is corrupt. The system's created in a way that, like, in order to get anything done, you have to cut a deal. Like, I have to cut a deal with Bob, so Bob's on board with my bill. But then we got to get Carl in, so now we gotta add a little pork to that bill so we can get Carl in on it. And Bro's going to oppose us, so we need
a little beef.
They call it pork, Carl. They call it pork.
Yeah, well, I like beef, so there.
It's a political term. It has nothing to do with food.
No. I mean, I'm literally saying you better give me beef if you want me to join in. That's all I'm saying.
All right. But yeah, Tommy was not intruding on our territory, right? So that whole idea was stupid. Unless my territory is don't make a system that is shitty that I'm gonna criticize, and then he intruded on my territory. No offense, bro. I know you like it. Robodope says, "Funny how some men forget about the months of carrying a baby, which may impact employment, the painful and potentially life-threatening process of birthing it, and the emotional trauma of giving it up afterwards. Why are we giving it up?
The emotional trauma of giving it up. So there's no emotional trauma with killing it. Just giving it up. You know, that makes sense. Morality is completely subjective for some people.
Now it is painful. It is potentially life-threatening. We understand that. There is emotional. There's a lot of chemicals going off. There's potentially postpartum depression. I understand all that. But it is a life inside a woman. It is a separate organism. It has separate DNA. It has DNA not unique to the mother, right? It has DNA that comes from the father and the mother, creating a new unique DNA that is different.
That's true.
Yeah. Right? And all I'm saying is protect that life. We are, if you go to the store and you see a mother slapping her toddler, right? Just slapping the shit out of her. You don't just stand there and watch. You go, hey, lady, you probably shouldn't be beating your kid in the store, right? But if that baby is inside the mother, suddenly we shouldn't say nothing, right? No, go ahead and go to the abortion clinic and have an abortion.
Yeah.
Again, as a society, we've agreed that we need to protect children, even if it's from their own parents, because sometimes parents are shitty, right? Sometimes parents make bad decisions. Sometimes parents are alcoholics or drug addicts or just shitty people overall, right? And it's our job as a society. It takes a village, right? It's our job as that village to make sure the child is raised in a proper manner so it grows up to be a productive member of said society. So why does it suddenly stop when the baby is inside the woman? Like, no, don't protect that child. It's not your obligation at that point. No, I don't believe that. If it's a life, I believe that we should protect it. Now I'm doing what I said. I'm not doing anything. What am I doing, Tommy? What did I say? Murder is subjective, but if something is alive and you're making it unalive, I think that there's no subjectivity in that, right? You've murdered it.
I don't think murder is subjective at all. When has murder ever been subjective?
Well, he's talking about like war, murder.
There's a difference between killing and murder. That's different. I mean, you can kind of split hairs there. I mean, like homicide is killing. That's not murder.
Yeah, manslaughter is like accidental killing.
Mhm.
It's still bad. It's not necessarily murder.
Tommy Yu says war, capital punishment, animal murder. I don't believe in any of those things. We just discussed that. I don't believe that you should hurt anybody at any point. I'm a pacifist by nature. When they wanted me to join the army, they said, hey, we want you to be an officer in the army. We're going to send you to West Point. You can go to military school. You can command troops and send them out to their death. And I said, no, sir, I do not want to join your murder machine. Pacifist.
Can we move on, please?
See, Potion Sword Run says, we agree that we should protect kids, but we don't agree what constitutes as a kid, as a society. So I can get behind that, right?
We don't agree what constitutes. Never mind.
Feel free, bro. You already have gross opinions. It's not like you're gonna.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not offending anybody who hasn't already been offended. That's true.
Yeah, it's not like
we can't define what a man or a woman is anymore. So of course we can't define what a kid is.
Dean TV says, "Rabbit dude here who hurts rabbits." But I love this part right here because it says Tony TGD is a devout Catholic. TGD means thank God daily. Well, you're wrong there because I'm not a devout Catholic. If you watch the video,
was that a racist thing? Because you're Mexican, you're supposed to be Catholic. I think that was racist, Tony.
Possibly.
There was some subtle racism there.
I used to be a Catholic. I grew up Catholic, but at some point I said, "Hey, this whole church thing, I don't jive with it, right? I don't think that God, who loves everybody, sat down and said, "Hey, I love everybody, but here's a bunch of rules that you need to follow, or else I'm not gonna love you." Right? You got to go to church on Sunday, and you got to kneel and stand and say some prayers, and then wave your hand in a certain direction, eat a piece of bread, and then drink some wine, and then I'll love you. Right? I don't think he works that way. Could be wrong. That's my opinion on how, on God. Also, I went to a Catholic school that had a pedophile as my guidance counselor, so that kind of soured me a little bit on the whole.
Yeah,
Catholic
that'll
church.
do it.
And no, just because I know everyone's gonna ask. No, I didn't get diddled. All right.
Good.
He didn't diddle you
just
with
so
his fiddle.
We're not going to get a show us on the doll stream, Tony.
No. Actually, what's funny? The funny thing about it is, right? He was my guidance counselor for freshman year. The school I went to, they gave us counselors, and they're like, you have to see him freshman year because they're new and they're going to help you get adjusted. So they every once in a while they would send you, hey, you got to go see your counselor. So they sent me to the counselor, right? And when I would go there, I always get like a weird vibe off the dude. Everybody liked this guy, right? Everyone's like, he's a great guy. The coaches liked him. The teachers liked him. The students liked him. Parents loved him. Everybody, but I didn't like him, right? There was something about him I didn't like. Whenever I would go there, I'd always be looking at the door. Right? I'm always looking because I wanted to leave, right? Like, have I fulfilled my 10 minutes? Can I go back to class? And it was like the third or fourth time. He just snapped at me. He started screaming, what the fuck is your problem? Every time you come here, you don't want to be here. You just keep looking at the door like you don't want to fucking talk to me and you don't want to fucking deal with this. So just fucking leave. If you don't want to be here, just fucking leave, right? So I left. And I told people, right? I'm like, this dude fucking snapped at me. And they didn't believe me. They're like, no, that dude's fucking nice. He's fucking the greatest guy ever, right? 2 years later, he gets busted trying to pick up some 13-year-old boy at the Dukes. That's a restaurant. I don't know if you guys have it.
I mean, my guidance counselor is useless. Not that terrible, though.
And now the fucked up part, and I say, okay, well, the dude was a kid, he wanted to be kiddie diddle or whatever, right? That's bad enough. But the fucked up part was, after I looked up, like, because, we had Google by then, and Googled the guy's name. Turns out he was accused for the last 40 years preceding his hiring at the school that I went to. He kept getting accused at every school he went to, and the Catholic Church just kept sending him to a different school.
That's a lot of them. That's what they do.
And that's when I was like, well, I'm kind of done with this whole thing, right? Like, obviously the church is not working. Harold says the priest that presided over my sister's wedding ended up being a diddler. Fuck. Ralph Harris was a diddler, and he was Finbar's hero.
Michael Jackson was framed. He was innocent.
You know, I'm on the fence on Michael Jackson. I'll tell you what.
I did some recent research, and it sounds a lot like he was framed.
I mean,
I watched that Razor Fist video on it, and I was like, makes a good argument, but then I was like, I don't know.
Michael Jackson was a lot of things, but you know, child molester, I don't know.
That's what I said. That's literally what I said, Carl. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Michael Jackson was on fucking drugs.
He was on a lot of drugs at the end.
Whoa. Bing bong, boop, boop, whatever. No, I'm not a pedo shill. I don't shill pedos. No.
That's like saying Elvis was a pedophile for dating Priscilla. And I made this argument that just because they were dating does not mean he had sex with her.
How old was Priscilla?
She was...
It was also like, what, the 50s or 40s?
I'm not sure that's relevant.
Yeah,
dating is not the same.
People just got married young back then, man.
Yeah, dating is
that was pretty common.
Dating was not the same as having sex, though. You know, it's they're dating. It's one thing, but you know,
we're getting dangerously close to just having the stream being fucking just killed by YouTube.
Yeah, let's get back on topic.
Back, you know,
what is the topic?
The topic is drama because I just wanted to talk about these people coming at us.
Fair enough.
O'Reilly says, in retrospect, it's pretty easy to see how many haters are alt-right grifters. How long did it take until Tommy's shitty political beliefs came to life? Because they were on full display in his Atari Age thread from the beginning, but it didn't seem to bother Tony, Jesus has won, and his clique. Again, we did know. What the hell are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm burning CDs, man.
He's burying a body in his basement. Duh. What does it sound like?
I didn't know. That's why I was asking.
Can I just ask, when did any of us bring in Tommy's shitty political beliefs?
Well, that's what he's saying. They're saying because we never brought him up, then obviously we agreed with him.
I don't care about some of
some of us just don't. Dude, I've never brought up politics on my channel ever. It's just not something I really like. I don't care about. Like for example, when it came to the Amico stuff, I didn't care what anybody's political belief was, whether it be Tommy O or you or it just didn't fucking matter to me because it wasn't about that. It was about the Amico. Like it was a totally separate issue. But some people do this thing where if you know. Oh, well, he is, right or he's left. So, of course, he disagrees with me. He's just a terrible person because he doesn't believe the same thing I do. People use it as just a way to justify their vitriol towards people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just to get this out there, just in case anyone's wondering my political beliefs, I'm a full-on anarchist. Burn down all the governments. Get rid of a lot of them.
I'm very close there with you, Bob. And I was in the military, and I know how corrupt the government is. So,
well, hold on. I got to ask, Bob, because I've never talked to an anarchist, and I've always wondered, right? Okay, so you burn down everything, right? All the political establishment has been crushed.
Yep.
Okay, so who decides on what now?
Complete chaos, utter chaos everywhere. That's what I want.
Mine equals my.
There wouldn't be chaos though, because throughout humanity has some sort. They always place some sort of government body in place, whether it's some sort of. Oh man, my controller died.
If anything, I say we go back to the hierarchy of age. Let the elders decide what's best, and the young'uns follow that.
I mean, Bob.
Oh,
no
fuck
offense.
the Tories.
I mean, Bob, no offense, but your own country is proof that that's not a good idea.
Huh?
I think.
I mean,
We should just do like a Highlander. There can only be one. Everybody just line up until we have a bloodbath of epic proportions. There's only 2 people left. They decide.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm only saying that
yeah.
tongue in cheek as well. So
I mean, letting the oldest or whatever, that doesn't necessarily always work. I mean,
Carl, it would be a
know.
terrible idea. If we let the oldest person alive, who probably has Alzheimer's, doesn't remember shit,
yeah,
sounds familiar, doesn't it?
that's exactly right.
That sounds awfully familiar, Tony.
My equals right doesn't work. Letting the eldest decide doesn't always work.
well then, whoever's got the highest IQ.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Ninja Kitty
You don't
says,
let all the.
hold on. Ninja Kitty says, I'm back. Are we talking about people who groom young girls? Did you guys bring up Tommy's cousin who did that? No.
No.
Is Carl having a go at the House of Lords because he's spot on?
I think he's
What?
having a critique at the Queen and our royal family.
I mean, pretty much guilty as charged. I'm just, there's no one system that truly works. That's the
Potion Sword
reality
Run.
of it all.
Potion Sword Run says the rich will separate themselves from the poor even more and oppress the weak even more. F boomers, they ruined everything. Not entirely wrong on that. There's human nature is really what's holding us back as a society, because we are greedy, selfish, despicable people. Right? We are a species of takers.
I agree with that.
And that's why communism can't work, because nobody's ever going to really share. Like, it sounds good on paper, right? Like, oh, we're all equal. We all get the same thing.
You don't know why communism won't work? I'll tell you why communism will work. Communism won't work because it kills industry. You need industry to make a civilization work properly.
I have been to Alton Towers once, and it was really incredible.
You've been where?
Alton Towers, it's like a theme park.
Oh.
That's the brutal truth.
All right. Well, let's continue on this journey. Apparently, Infinite thinks it's funny for some reason that my name means "Thank God Daily" and I'm a devout Catholic. I guess.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do know who should be in charge if we do anarchy. Me.
No, I don't know.
Trust.
Let's move on.
I would fix the world.
Kokomon says, I think it wasn't until this thread that they came to light. Apparently they didn't know. Again, nobody cared, right? Because I was doing what you wanted. Because you agreed with the things that I said. You didn't give a shit what I was. But once it's over, now you're like, hey, let me make sure that this guy doesn't get any credit. He brings up Darius. Apparently Darius Truxton as well. He's a terrible person. Oh, no, not Ninja Kitty. Oh, not Ninja Kitty. I figured he was cool from the vids and subreddit posts I've seen him from. Ninja Kitty, you lost a fan. Sorry. Oh, 2 fans. Ropadope says, ditto, I haven't watched it, but he has a history of just stirring the pot and being sarcastic. I wonder if that was the case here. Trying to give you a way out, Ninja Kitty. Kokomon says, at least Ian seemed pretty bummed out by the whole Supreme Court decision. Pat, a little less so. Says, turns out when you spend a lifetime of saying things sarcastically, you start to believe it. Is that true, Ninja Kitty? Do you just start to believe shit?
He's Canadian.
Tommy O wants to know, did you go on the Hex? Bob.
No. When I went, they just opened the... Oh, what's it freaking called? Oblivion, I think it was. I was really young, and they just opened Oblivion. I queued for like 4 or 5 hours just to go on that, and I barely got to go on any of the rides apart from that. So it was kind of sucky. I really want to go on the Nemesis.
Ninja Kitty says, are all these Canadian Gamer alt accounts on the forum?
That would make a lot of sense.
So this was the one that really upset me. I was upset. Seafoam Gaming. I seen him on the internet. I've seen a couple of videos. I stood up for him when people were making fun of him because he talks a little funny. I've told people to lay off him. So I've stood up for this person who's now going to shit on me. Says, yeah, the fact that this whole situation of Amico discussers consists of a bunch of far-right, weird nerds on both sides makes me not at all interested in interacting with any of them or giving them a platform.
Whoa. I'm not a nerd. Thank you. Fuck you very much.
First off, you're a weird dude, CFO Gaming, okay? Glass houses, right? Glass houses. Don't throw stones. Secondly, you don't even have a platform. You don't have a fucking platform. Nobody knows who the fuck you are, right? You're not Pat Dean. You don't have millions of subscribers. You're a nobody. You're not giving me a platform. If anything, I'm giving you a platform. He says, I've just been lurking from afar on a perch, watching Intellivision implode month by month. He's dramatic. He's fucking Batman.
That's a lot of bullshit.
He says, but I wasn't really comfortable or too thrilled that people considered the main guy making content investigating Amico a journalist. So apparently, me being a journalist is again some sort of like, no, I can't. I'm not allowed. Tim Pool, who fucking dropped out of high school. People call him a journalist all the fucking time. Man dropped out of high school. Doesn't know shit. Doesn't know his elbow from his asshole. Right?
I'm not a nerd. I am undefinable. I don't fit into any specific group.
We're not talking about you, Carl.
I'm answering Dean's comment.
Either way, this guy here, fuck this guy. I don't say that very often, but fuck this guy. Because you don't want me to be a journalist now, right? Fuck this guy. He says, or even worth trusting when he's a super frequent Kotaku and Accent user that even defended the false election claims in 2020. Again, misinformation. What I said, and what I still say to this day, is why don't we just investigate? People made claims that the election was rigged, and that there was irregularities. There was obviously all kind of videos, all kind of things on social media, right? Just investigate it and clear it up, and then we'd all know.
As we all know, the real people deciding who gets what position is the Illuminati. There you go.
And just to clarify, we are all weird nerds because people outside of YouTube and outside this circle do not give a crap about any of this stuff.
Damn, you're very true, man.
I have friends who ask me about, like, what the hell is an Intellivision Amico? What the hell is a retro bro? Who is this guy? Who's that guy? And I'm like, don't even worry about it.
Dean, just weird internet drama, man.
Dean, I'm not a furry. Thank you very much.
And in fact, Seafoam Gaming is the weirdest one of all because he's the one in a weird, unknown forum commenting this stuff as well.
Well, it's not an unknown forum, Bob. Actually, there's a lot of developers that go to that forum.
My bad.
So, see, I'm not all bad. I stick up for things when they need to be stuck up for. Yeah, Francois is the weirdest.
Yeah, there's nothing unweird about Francois. We can all agree. Hey, fuck, damn it. We can all agree on that. I'm playing Bug and I just fucking died. We can certainly all agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I randomly just swear, I'm fucking up. Just ignore me.
It's all right. So, again, I didn't defend any election claims. I just said, hey, let's investigate. It says, Pat and Ian are great, though, and they handled this whole ordeal like champs, which is quite the feat considering how much Tommy pulled his hair out over their thoughts and poured fire all over the gasoline he spilled.
I would like to say, no, Pat and Ian haven't been great through all this. Like, I like Pat and Ian, and I watch them quite regularly, but like punching down on smaller YouTubers is just not a good look.
I agree with what Retro Bro said about Pat and Ian.
You just love the Retro Bro.
I never liked them I've never liked them even before this whole Amico stuff started. I've never liked them. Even when that episode with Pat, the NES Punk, and AVGN, I still didn't like the guy then. I've never liked him. Something rubs me the wrong way about the guy. He puts me off somehow. I can't place it.
Sometimes I like Pat and Ian. Sometimes they rub me up the wrong way. Not
But
that
I
I know
do.
I'm Pat.
I used to be fans of theirs, but they have this weird, holier than thou attitude towards just about anybody in the gaming
that's
industry.
exactly it.
Whatever they say goes. They're the authority on everything.
They act
Yeah.
like they're
I think that's what
big.
bugs
I
me about
mean,
them.
they act like they're bigger than everybody else. I mean, their
Yeah,
words prove
They
more than
100% smell their own farts. Them and Tommy are probably actually have very similar personalities. That's probably why they hate each other so much.
that. Ooh.
Someone called me a mini Tommy the other day.
What?
Yeah, they said you're just like Tommy Tallarico.
No, you don't have his charisma. Or whatever that glamming power is. You don't have that. Sorry, you don't.
Thanks, Carl.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Potion Sword Run says Rabbit Dude forums are weird. Tony lives in them, so it's normal. Yeah, I've been used to it. I've been on the internet for 20, 25 years.
25 years consistently all the time. No breaks, no sunlight.
No sunlight. I'm pale as shit. I'm like the white turd. When the turd gets all white, that's how my skin looks. I'm like Powder. You ever see the movie Powder? That's me.
Yes.
Wow.
Are you whiter than Carl, Tony? That doesn't seem right.
No, I'm not.
I'm
it was
not
a joke.
that white.
Well,
I'm golden.
I mean,
Carl,
culturally,
you're up there.
I went in the
Carl-
sun for 3 days, right? Just walking from my job to the bus. 3 days this week. I'm brown as fuck.
I mean, culturally, I'm that white, but the skin tone, I don't know. I'm not that white. I'm not that pale. One more.
I get dark as fuck when I go out in the sun. Anyway, this guy's upset with Darius. He says, Darius is literally one of the reasons I decided to nope out of taking any sides on the matter publicly. An old vid I made with impressions of the awful conference from August 2020 got shared on an anti-Amico blog right alongside a video he made at the same time. And being even remotely associated with a monster like him made me nope out of being seen as an idol by these types of people. No one was going to see you as an idol. You're really like just blowing smoke up your own ass there, Seafoam.
Who is this guy, Tony?
He's a
Is
tiny...
this some random poster on Reddit or what?
No, this is a Resetera. And Seafoam Gaming actually has a YouTube channel. He made like 2 videos on the Amico. He has 881 subs. He's a giant YouTuber.
He sounds like a turd.
He has a weird voice. I don't want to be mean, but he has a like. You guys think I sound weird like a frog? He has. I think Tommy actually made fun of the way he talked.
I mean, if you're okay, I'm going to ask a really nerdy question here. Does he sound like the Ferengi or
He sounds like a prepubescent girl.
Oh, okay.
I just listened quickly to one of his videos.
Maybe he's a kid. I see that a lot on YouTube, man. Some of the most immature posters / people making videos are usually kids.
Well,
that's possible.
He's had the account on YouTube since 2015. Not that that really means anything, but. And let's see, his oldest video is 6 years ago. So I think he's like 20.
Oh,
He's maybe 20 to 30. now.
Smash JT's.
What, Carl?
No, I was just reading comments. Sorry.
Don't do that, Carl. You're throwing off the flow. We'll just skip this because basically he just shits on Darius. He don't like Darius. He says some things. I don't know Darius' history. Maybe Darius did some shitty things. I don't know. So I'm not going to even touch that.
Darius has a very interesting history on YouTube, but he has since probably within the last, I would say, 2 years, definitely changed the way he says and approaches things. Because he had an older channel that had I believe it had over 2,000 subs. He got kicked off of YouTube for some of the shit he said.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard that. So this is Turd Ferguson. I won't reveal who Turd Ferguson is, but I do know who this is. So I'm very, very disappointed in Turd. He says, I heard someone say Retro Bro would talk on the phone with Tommy Tallarico because they had a lot of the same political views. It makes sense since TT is a I got mine style libertarian / Republican who lives in an expensive gated community and owns a horse and a Ferrari. But who cares? TT had a point when he said he's not political. He doesn't talk much about it anymore, but he was a big Ron Paul booster years ago. And there's nothing particularly left or right or center about his pathetic retro-tinged Android Vaporware console. Alvarado and Richards are both right-wing too, but certainly they're entitled to their own shitty opinions. Despite his rhetoric, Tony TGT is not a quote-unquote leader, nor is anyone part of his quote-unquote squad. He picks up commonly known public facts and spins them as if he was a scoopmeister, then whines when Pat and Ian talk about the same stuff without giving him credit, quote-unquote.
Pat and Ian get all their information off of Reddit. They've gotten their information off Reddit and AmicoGames.com.
Well, here's the thing about that. We lost Carl. AmicoGames.com, just go back in the timeline. I was writing articles that would then get picked up in AmicoGames.com. Then Pat and Ian would go there, see that, and then make videos on it. So where did the information come from? It came from me, indirectly to them.
Well, that's the thing. Pat and Ian never really put any real information that was out there. Usually by the time they're making videos, the news had been a week old or a few days old by then.
Yeah.
Like they were never, I mean, they just happened to be the biggest channel covering it. So they came across to a lot of people who just didn't follow it as the authority on it. But the majority of the stuff they covered was kind of old news for the most part.
Yeah, and it's pretty much confirmed at this point that they're watching all of our channels when we're covering Amico news.
Yeah. And let's call it what it is, right? Maybe I wasn't out there finding every little tidbit on my own. Maybe I did go to Atari Age and find some posts, or I went somewhere else and they were publicly available. But guess what? No one else was putting this shit together, making a video for people to have a nice, easy place to find it, right? You know, maybe there was some obscure news on some old forum that I had to find and dig back up and bring out to light. Okay? You posting on Discord, making snarky comments about Tommy and the Amico and saying how shitty it is, that wasn't helping anybody. There was, the general public was not aware of your snarky comment on Discord. He wasn't aware of your Atari Age post. So maybe I didn't find everything. But I did bring it to light. I did highlight it. I did say, here it is, public, look at it. And I don't know if you know this, but if you're the first person to report on something that is a scoop, right? That's how scoops work. Like the newspaper, the guy who's writing the newspaper, he literally didn't invent the news. He has to find it and ask somebody, and someone else tells him the thing, right? Someone else had the information first, and then he brings that information to the general public. That's how news works. And again, this is somebody that I've talked to, that I've interacted with. So it's very, very disheartening to see this. And I've never claimed to be a leader. Has anyone heard me say that I'm a leader of some sort of movement?
I don't think it's so much as you're a leader. I think he's viewing as you saying you have, the people who come on your channel and the people who actively engage in your streams. He's probably referring to those people. I don't know. Maybe he's jealous because you said this guy is a content creator.
No, he's not a content creator, but
Okay, this one's not a content creator.
This one is someone that we've all talked to, we've all seen. Then after that, it pretty much just goes on to make Amico great again and Tommy's political beliefs.
What are you gonna do, man? People always some people are just gonna make it political regardless. You're gonna find out a lot like in the next months, depending, especially if the Amico goes under and people stop talking about it. You're gonna find out like what people's real incentives or what the real motives were behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tommy Amico says, you also had an inside source that was correct every time. Yeah. People would always say, I didn't have a real inside source. I didn't know what I was talking about. I just made shit up. I was a really good guesser. Again, I interviewed the bonus level entertainment people. I interviewed, what the hell was the one I just interviewed not too long back? They're doing the pack-in. Oh, the emojis, not emoji charades, the back talk party.
Dean.
Have you commented on that, on your endless subliminal mentioning on the CU podcast?
With the hey, Pat and Ian, fuck you, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're under my spell, man.
So we haven't got to Retro Bros video yet, but I wanted to ask because you said that you made an allegation against Pat and Ian, specifically against Ian. You said that Ian took money that was supposed to be for his medical expenses and he used that money.
Yeah, he used it. He had to have used it for other things other than his medical expenses because it was like way over what the medical cost would have been. I think if I remember right, some people had looked into it as far as like what his expenses were, and whatever he received was like well beyond what his bills were. And I'm sorry, dude. Like, even if he did use it for medical expenses, that is the absolute definition of fucking e-begging. So please give me a break, man. Like, I'm sorry. If I have a problem, I fucking man up and take care of my shit. I don't go on the internet and beg for fucking money.
Well, I think, to be fair, Ian didn't actually set up the GoFundMe.
He still took the money.
I mean, if someone handed me a bunch of money, I would take it. What's up, Gary?
It was a bad look, man. He
Hey.
can't. I mean, the point is, what's up, Gary? He can't be this. He can't play this, holier than thou card while he took thousands of dollars from people to pay for his fucking medical bills.
Tommy Amico says, dude, it was to cover time off of work. It wasn't just to cover the cost of actual medical bill.
It was still fucking e-begging. All you motherfuckers, dude. You want to talk about e-begging and this and that, and then you want to give Ian a pass because he fucking hates the Amico. Come on. I see what's going on here.
Okay,
Let's not fucking play games.
So you said that Ian took thousands of dollars, so he doesn't get a pass. Okay, I can understand your states. So why does Tommy,
he doesn't get a pass? He doesn't get a pass. What am I doing right now, Tony? He doesn't get a fucking pass from me.
I'm just wondering
if he got a pass from me, I'd be fucking Amico forever. DJC co-host, bro. He doesn't get a fucking pass from me. When they were taking that money, I thought the console was coming out.
Someone said roid rage. I don't think he does roids.
Not anymore.
I heard that actually doing steroids wasn't that bad as long as you did it under a medical supervision.
If you're sick and you're falling apart, they'll prescribe steroids to you.
No,
But if
let me
you're healthy
let
and
me
take
rephrase
steroids,
that.
It's bad for you, apparently.
Let me rephrase that. I heard that using steroids to increase muscle mass, not for a medical condition, but just to improve your, your muscle definition and all that, is not bad as long as you do it under a
Well, the
medical
problem
supervision.
is there is no long-term research because it would be unethical. So there's never been any proof that says it's neither good or bad for you. There's only like anecdotal evidence of shit, and obviously that's not really, it's like anything else.
Yeah, because Hawk and Animal said they were big proponents of steroid use under medical supervision. What's up, Gary? You just wandered into a whole shit story.
I guess I did. I had no idea what you guys were talking about either.
We talked about abortion.
It's e-begging, Tommy. That's what we're talking about.
Kitty diddlers. We were all
Listen,
over the
Tommy, if you're fine with e-begging,
goodness.
that's fine. Like, we can disagree on it, but let's not pretend you didn't fucking take money from people. Listen, you don't have to agree with me, and it's totally fine. I'm not gonna fucking hate you because you disagree with me, but the point of that part of the video was I don't like Pat and Ian, and I'm not gonna fucking apologize to them because I think they're douchebags. Some people aren't gonna like that. Oh well, big fucking deal. Get the fuck over it.
I can understand that. So what do you think about the Atari Creep video? He seems to have thrown in the towel too.
Really? I haven't seen it.
That
I don't
doesn't
watch
surprise
Atari
me.
Creep.
He was always kind of, I don't know. I never really interacted with him too much.
I mean, did you guys talk about like Chuck's video? Like, I clicked on it, watched it, and that's why I posted it on Twitter. Are we real? Is he really to the point where he's making? Now I understand that like it was like done on purpose, part of it, but really like, you're making videos now, and just wasting people's time with like there's nothing really there in that last video. Like it's just
it was
Amico minute,
weird.
not like that's just weird to me.
I think he might actually be losing his mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I messaged him after, I think it was not this most recent Amico Forever, but the one before that. I had messaged him. I was like, dude, I'm like, this shit ain't coming out. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry I was harsh in the chat, but that's the reality of it. He's like, oh, I don't have any inside knowledge or anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm just, because I asked him about the countdown. That's what it was. He's like, oh, I was just trolling. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but it's not really troll. Like
it's not. Yeah.
It's just
I think he knows
it's just
what
weird.
means.
Yeah, and I seen that he didn't like that comment that she made. He was kind of like, well, that like I mean, I get it. Like I get it. Like there's a set of people that want it to come out really bad. Like they've kind of put like all their money in this stock, and they're just really hoping and praying. But like, man, the ratings on the wall, and it's been on the wall. So
real quick, I gotta go get to this comment because it is. I love this comment. Potion Sword Run said, "E-begging is when he is asking for it. He was e-receiving."
That's a new one.
The first video, I believe this video here is Chuck trolling. Okay, I believe this is a trolling video. I believe the previous one was done in all sincerity, and then it bit him in the ass, and people were like, dude, you're going crazy. He's like, oh, I better do a troll video to make it look like the first video was also a troll video.
And you said, Tony, didn't you say like the days, didn't they go backwards?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You got 298 days. Now, actually, I'm going to slow it down because you're going to see on the screen. All right, let me enlarge it. So he's got 298 days. That's the countdown. and then it goes to 324 days.
I think he did that because people were thinking he had some inside knowledge and he was giving an actual release date on his first video. I think that's what happened.
He might have been told to stop. He might have said, hey.
That's a possibility, but I don't know if he's talking to anybody in the company right now. I don't know if anybody is.
And right before it got destroyed, it said 14 days.
Right. Well, my opinion is if you're going to put out videos like this, as much as he's acting unhinged, it's still like where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, right. He believes right. I think there's truth to that. It's just I don't know. It's clearly like he's doing it on purpose. I get that, but it's still like, I mean, you might actually have some people clicking on the video, and it was just very weird to me. Very weird to watch it. Like, okay, here's your minute, and then wait, you just wasted my time for a minute, and then like all this weird kind of. It would work in a certain situation, I guess, but like here, it's just like desperation hour. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's for views. It's for clicks.
Not necessarily a good thing to do for your channel.
Hey, here's the thing with Chuck, man. Like, and I know some might disagree with me. I know Smash disagrees with me because I talked to him about it. I'd like to get your guys' opinion on this. I think Chuck, when he's not doing Amico stuff, is actually a pretty good content creator.
Just stick to the like, especially like the game stuff. Stick to like the playing the old Intellivision, the NES, the Evercade stuff. That's fine. Play that stuff.
But do you guys think all he has, because Smash is like, no, all he has is Amico. That's the only thing that's getting his views. I'm like, I disagree. I feel like if he would get away from Amico and do other stuff, I think he could do just fine.
I mean, he'll trickle in the views like everybody else does, but doing that kind of stuff anymore nowadays ain't really gonna get you. Ain't gonna propel you to like.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, obviously, like you're gonna get new people watching your stuff who enjoy it and enjoy watching the people playing retro stuff and new like Evercade stuff. Like you're gonna get viewers and people to subscribe off that content, but it's unfortunately it's just never in today's day and age. It's never gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, I think he has entrenched himself so deep in the Amico stuff that if he transitions right now, right? Like right now he's like, no more Amico stuff, just regular pickups, top tens, whatever, right? He's gonna get so much shit from the people who are like, fuck you, you were supporting the Amico, that he's just gonna go back to Amico because he's not gonna get any views. No one's gonna forgive him, at least for a year. I mean, maybe if he apologized, if he came out and was like, hey guys, I was wrong, I fucked up, I apologize, I was trying to push the product. Because if anybody has been trying to push the Amico, it has been DJC. He's like always talking about pre-order, go pre-order it. It's still available.
Well, he was also one of the few that invested.
Yeah, which is doubly wrong since he never mentions it in like 90% of his videos.
Yeah, he should really disclose that.
So, like I said, if he came out and apologized, maybe he could transition. But we were talking about this earlier. Tipster just went from being drama to going back to being a gaming channel.
What, recently?
Yeah.
No, quite a while ago, a couple of months.
But it's still recent.
But he's done this before, dude. Tipster always does. He's done this at least 3 times that I can remember because I've been following him for years. And he did this a couple of years ago because I think he actually got demonetized. So he was just going to go back to just doing gaming news. And he did it for like a few months and nobody watched his shit anymore. So then he went back to drama. He'll go back to drama.
Yeah, he's getting like 2,000 to 5,000 views per video.
Well, they are mostly live streams, not just videos. I think.
Okay,
I was getting that on fucking Amico After Dark, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's deleted or privated or hidden the old content.
What happened? Did he get demonetized? Like, what the fuck happened with him?
No, on his Twitter, he was saying it was affecting his mental health, and he just felt it wasn't very good for him doing drama content anymore, and he wanted to transition into gaming again.
Yeah, well, on his main channel, his oldest video is from 1 month ago, and it's the Scott Hall video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know. He privated all the other videos, or so.
Yeah, like I said, he's done this before. He'll be back to doing drama content in a month or two.
Yeah, I know there was at least one person on Twitter kind of gloating about how drama affects you so negatively, and that tipster is good for tipster to get out of it.
Oh, is that this? Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Well, who said that?
That was a Retro Complex. He made a video,
I'm not
like a
familiar
Twitter
with it.
video about it.
Oh, fuck, god damn it!
Whoa. But that is a good transition to the second topic that we were going to talk about. So let's go to me and Bob's buddy here.
Yes. Our favorite.
As you can see, this is a tweet from PK in the Universe. Now, I am on a guest tab because I didn't want to sign out on my Twitter just to show this, so I'm on the guest. Because he has me blocked on Twitter.
Yeah, this guy blocked me a while ago. I don't know. Apparently, I don't even remember the conversation I had with him. I disagreed with him over Trump, and he flipped out. He said I called him a fake veteran, which I don't remember doing. He's sensitive, man.
I ended up blocking him because I was just sick of it.
He's a fucking baby, bro.
He's a two-faced
You know,
snake
he
as
needs
well.
his fucking. There's a shortage of Similac, and he's fucking feeling it. All right, the guy's a fucking bitch.
Well, this is why I wanted to talk about it, because he says in this comment to Ken's Twitter video, he says, "Well said, Ken. He cultivated a toxic audience that thrives on blood, and this is him sowing what he reaped." Okay, first off, PK in Universe, it's sowing with an O. Sewing with an E is when you take an item and mend it with a needle.
And also, he's got that backwards. It's reaping what he sowed.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Sowing what he reaped.
if you reaped it already, you're not going to sow it back in the ground. I'm not a farmer, but I'm pretty sure I could call Genovi and maybe he could clarify. But I'm pretty sure when you reap it, you don't sow it back in. But he says, good for him. I'm pivoting back to something he enjoys. At least he's not a faceless Toad King troll channel.
Oh,
So we got that going for him. I wonder who's he referring to, gentlemen.
Oh, it can't be you.
I have no idea, Tony.
First off, this is a frog, not a toad. Okay, let's just get that out there.
And he's not
Secondly,
talking about you.
yeah, why are you talking about me? You always say you're not a drama channel. You don't want drama. You're just a dude doing some shit on the internet for 9 years. They can't get 1,000 subs. Hey, why is everybody bringing your name up? Why are we talking shit about you? Leave you alone. Because you do this kind of shit. You think that I'm not going to see this? You think I'm not going to see you leaving comments on Canadian Gamer's video, patting him on the back for saying bullshit about me? Or you jumping in a big retro show comment section talking shit?
These guys who always say they're at it, they don't. Oh, I don't want any part of the drama. They're the ones always stirring shit up in the background, man.
Exactly.
Like at least, like if you're gonna do drama, at least fucking own that shit, man.
Hell
Like
yeah.
at the end of the day, I have more respect for guys like Canadian Gamer and Darius Truxton than I do fucking PK in the Universe and Mangina Marceau. You know?
Right. This is why I told Saggy on Twitter, like, if you're willing to, dish it out, you bet you damn well be willing to take it.
Well, I'll tell you something about Saggy. She got a lot of heat from a lot of pro Amico people from doing a lot of the drama stuff, and I even told a lot of these people, I'm like, listen, we fucking know who Saggy is. Saggy's a fucking drama queen. That's who she is. Can't get mad at her for being who she's being. You know? So I'll have more respect for someone if you're going to own it and just trying to be a little snake about it.
Yeah, that's the part that kills me because when I call him out on this shit, he's always like, "Oh, I didn't do nothing. Why are you bothering me?"
Yeah, and then when I had to go at him for like bringing up denying the fucking stream, he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean you. I didn't mean you." And it's like, who the fuck did you mean?
Yeah. So fuck this guy. We
You're
had an
playing
appearance.
Rayman, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Dude, Rayman on the Saturn is by far the best port of that game.
Definitely, 100% did it on Saturn when I was a kid.
Fucking game is so hard, man. God.
I've never played that game.
It's fucking hard, bro. It's not a kid's game. This game is fucking ridiculous.
But after PK said that, we got a comment from Ninja Kitty here who says, "You lie. The father of Princess Peach is the Toad King, and he doesn't have a face, and it's a giant mustache and a weird head hat." So there you go. He always does. He does that shit. Big Retro Show does that shit. Fucking Retro Complex does that shit. You want to allude to me? You want to make these little fucking jabs, and you think that I'm not going to hear it, but you want the pats on the back from all the people that don't like me. Well, I'm going to hear it, right? I'm in the comment sections. I'm on the Twitters. I'm on the forums. People tell me what's going on. Yeah, the Twitters. I said it like that on purpose. What I'm saying is, you're not going to get away with it. So just be a fucking man. That's why I tag you. When I got something to say about you, I tag you. I tag you in the fucking tweet. I say, here's what I'm saying about you. Go ahead, say something back. Defend yourself if you can. And speaking of that, Mangina Marceau claims that I harassed his wife.
No, that was probably me.
No. He claims I harassed his wife because I quote tweeted her disagreeing with her take on something in regards to abortion.
She fucking retweeted one of my tweets. That's why I call him Mangina Marceau, because his fucking wife has to fight his battles for him.
That's where I was going to go, because if my retweeting his wife was harassment, then her retweeting bro was harassment towards bro. Your wife is harassing Retro Bro.
Like I'm not one to bring people's family in it, but if you're going to insert yourself into the conversation, then you're fair game. You know.
Yeah, it's fair.
Myris Carton says, "Did Bad Barbie's word ever catch on?" I'm talking about bitch. Yeah, they say that.
Who's Bad Barbie?
Catch Me Outside girl.
She has an OnlyFans. She made like $1 million in a day or some shit like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And
what
Retro Bro
am I doing with my life? I'm going to going to a job like a sucker, man.
She made $1 million, $1 million on OnlyFans in a day. Retro Bro's only made about $10, and he's been on there for what, like 3 years?
I don't even think I made $10. Yeah.
King of All Buttocks says, "My fiance overheard one of these streams and said Tony and Carl are crazy." I don't believe you have a fiance. I've seen your videos, King of All Buttocks. You're too much of a player to have a fiance. Tommy says, "Can we talk about Retro Bro selling the Care Bear costume on eBay?"
No, I'm keeping that. That ain't going anywhere on eBay. I don't know. I can't get nothing for it. Maybe if I sign it, that would be a fun little joke, just to like donate the proceeds to the charity. That'd be fun, actually. See what we could get for it.
I'll buy your Care Bear costume off of you to put it alongside Cyrus Martin's book, the Amico shell, the 8 games. It'll be in the museum.
That was one of the things I did take away from Atari Creep's video. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna frame all this shit that I got from this whole thing." I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea. just put together all the like shit I've gotten, everything but a console. You know?
Have you seen those? They've been doing the There's someone who does like the art, and they're doing it with the Game Boys now, where they take like the Game Boy Colors apart or whatever, and they're putting like the PCB board there, and then like the front of the shell, the back of the shell, the buttons, and it's got like it explains. I forget what they call it, but you could do something like that.
Like a diorama?
I mean, kind of, sort of, but it's like a piece of art, right? It's like
They take all the parts
like
and
a
put it in
frame.
they put it in a clear frame, and you can see all the motherboard and.
Tony, if this console does not come out, which I don't think it will, that shell you have is going to be worth a lot of fucking money.
And
Like-
then everybody who's been making fun of me for spending money on it is going to be
Yeah,
eating
but
their
you
words.
just got to get your name off. Well, actually, I was talking to Max about this. Max brought up a good point. I was like, yeah, but he put his fucking name on it. He's like, nah, man. He goes, that might actually add, if it never comes out, he goes, it might add value to it because of all the shit that went on, like with you and everybody.
Well, it's part of the story, and everything's
Yeah.
been documented. Everything you can find on YouTube.
Exactly. So Tony is as much as it pisses Tommy and everybody off. Tony is just as much a part of this thing as anybody else.
Mm.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't. Did you write anywhere near any other signatures?
No.
Because I mean,
It's in
he
a clear
might.
spot by itself.
Yeah, he might be able to like get it off with maybe like hairspray or something like that.
You can use a
Nah.
magic eraser. It'll bring it off.
Yeah, but
If
the
you
problem
wanted to
with
get
the
off
magic eraser will take if he does it too much and it's on there too good, he'll wear a spot on it.
You think
He'll
it'll
take
fade
finish
it?
off.
Hmm.
Yeah, he'll take finish off for sure.
Don't listen to these two, Tony. Keep your signature on it.
I would keep it on. Now it's on. It's on, because if he does try to take it off, you're gonna notice that he tried to take it off. At this point, it doesn't matter.
And regardless, Tony TGD has been like the one to like cover this stuff hardcore. Like no one can take that away.
Yeah,
Well, not
plus,
hardcore, like in depth and actually like getting all the facts straight.
Look, you don't have video footage of Tommy signing it, John Alvarado, Nick Richards, none of them. But there is video footage of me signing it.
There's a video footage of a hand signing it.
Oh, you don't think it's me?
We don't know. Well, I mean, in a court of law, and I'm just kidding. No,
I have to send a picture of my hand so you can match it up to the video. Like there, look, see, it's me. There was at one point I was thinking of getting all the haters to sign it.
that I wouldn't do.
Nah.
Yeah, that I wouldn't do.
But that was when we thought it was still coming out.
Fuck! God damn it! Fuck me! It's fucking game. Sorry.
Get good, bro. Get good.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm gonna have to pass. Bro.
Rayman is fucking me right now. Hard.
Joshua Perez says Tony donated $2,000. He deserves to have his name on it. Damn right.
Is that how much you paid for it?
2,400, wasn't it?
2,100.
That's
And what
more
did
cheddar.
Keemstar offer you for it?
Keemstar offered me $1,000.
Well, a cheap bastard.
That's what I told her.
Did you tell him he was crazy?
I did. He's like, yeah, it'll be real good for the opening shot of a documentary. I'm like, yeah, so you're gonna pay more than $1,000 for it.
Who's in the documentary? Like, who has to be in the documentary?
If I'm not in it, I will kill someone, because I was like this. I did my research. I was the second person to call out the Amico.
Well, you have to have
What,
both,
on-
you have to have
on
both
video?
sides in it.
On YouTube, on video, I was like the second person to be a hater.
I mean, there were a lot of haters in that, because I remember watching it from the very beginning with Pat and Ian's videos, and I was a keyboard warrior at the time. I didn't really do anything but type my messages in the comment section. So, but I was there from the beginning.
Yeah. I think I was second on video. I tried finding out.
I
who
gotta
was the
see.
first
I
hater on video.
I seriously have to look into what I can say and what I can't say, because I never signed an NDA, so I don't even know like what's off limits for me.
If you never signed an NDA, nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
It was Retro Bros video that set me off to do my video.
Which video was it?
It was the Jeep video.
Oh, I think I was going to the gym in that video.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that video. I was like,
No, a lot
what?
of
I was like,
people
wait a
weren't.
minute. I was like, no. This is not right. So I was like, I got to do a video. But I really didn't point you out. I kind of just went all across the board with everybody on it.
That was the heyday of the fucking pro versus hater side, man. Those were the good old days.
The good old days was when I invented the Amico no access, and bro was like all pissed off. When you're like, what? Why are you inviting people to join the Amico no access? What the fuck, Tony? This is pathetic.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you went in the comment section because I was like, because someone made a negative video and I was like, welcome to the ANA. And you're like, dude, it's fucking sad that you're doing this. I was like,
really?
I was like,
I don't remember that, man. Damn, it was a long. Dude, my memory's bad, so it must have been. This is probably what 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Hold on, was the ANA a lot? No, I thought you started the ANA stuff like right around the time I joined. That's only been about a year.
No, it was around for a while, Gary. Because Darius.
Oh, okay.
Because it went away. Like I did it, and then it was like, and it didn't really catch on. Because Pete had the Amico all access.
That's right, yeah.
So I was just like, hey, we're the Amico no access. And then they made a whole bunch of videos. It was like everyone was making reaction videos. So I was like, hey, how about we get all the negative reaction videos and see who gets more views, the negative people or the positive people.
Was that when you were using like the NWA theme or whatever?
Yeah.
And then I included Darius and the negative people, and then I got a lot of shit because like everyone hated him. Like, oh, why did you put Darius in there? I'm like, he just made a video and I just counted his views. That was it. Like literally, that was the extent of his involvement in the video.
Yeah, D-Reed, my memory's bad, dude.
Was I included in that video counting up the views?
I don't think so.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, Retro Bro. What the fuck? No, I'm kidding.
I don't think you did a reaction. It was like the breakout. It was the breakout video reaction, and then the one after that. It was like.
I thought you meant like all the hater videos all together.
No. Because like a bunch of people made reactions to the same video. So I was like, oh, well, we could see who gets more views because everybody made reactions to the same thing, right?
Oh, that's ringing bells. That's ringing bells. I think that's about the time I discovered your channel, yeah.
I wanted to ask, hey, John, did you see my post on Twitter? Unfortunately, I didn't end up with that lady said she was gonna I was possibly gonna get those Sega games sent to me because I found a good lot, like what was it, 2 days ago? And I posted on with
all like the Xbox games and shit in it. Was it that
one? Yeah, I posted because at first I was trying to figure out, like, usually when I look at these, I like to, like, if I can see like maybe 10% of a cover art and I don't know what it is, like I like to try to figure that out. And I couldn't for the life of me there for a second, couldn't figure it out. I spent about an hour looking and I couldn't figure out what the bottom portion of the box was. And then, and what's fucked up is I have Gunstar Heroes, so I should have known what it was, but it's like that portion of the bottom corner of the box is very like, it's like not something you look at when you look at that cover art. So I couldn't figure it out, but like it was like 20 minutes after I finally posted it I was looking through a list of Sega games and I found it. I was like, damn, yeah, she wanted $70 for like, it was like an Xbox, 3 Sega games, like 44 of the other ones were all Xbox games. I mean, there looked like there was some decent stuff for the Xbox, like Whacked, I think was like a $35 game. So I contacted her and she was like 2 hours away from me and we were going to the concert that night. So there was like no way I could have drove to get that. And anyways, it's like what, $4 fucking, gallon of gas. So yeah. Driving out to, 2 hours is not just an easy feat anymore.
Did you hear that, everybody? Gary, who doesn't want to buy internet to help the show, went to a concert. He spent money on luxury items instead of something to benefit everybody. The fuck, Gary?
How dare you, Gary?
How dare you, sir?
But yeah, I was sad. I was really sad. She was like, "Oh, well, I'll think." She's like, "I could probably send you just the Sega games," because I went from, the first thing I usually ask is, "Are you willing to?" If they're too far away, I'll ask if they're willing to ship it. And then I knew, an Xbox and 50 games, nobody wants to deal with packaging that up. So I switched, and I was like, well, maybe if I offer her like $50 for just 3 Genesis games, that's almost like what she's asking for the entire lot. Maybe she'll be willing to do it. But I had a feeling that it was going to get nabbed. Someone was going to see that. Just even if they didn't know that Gunstar Heroes was sitting in that lot.
How much is Gunstar Heroes going for these days?
Like 110 complete. Oof. So yeah, that alone was well worth it. That's why I offered her $50 and to send the 3 Sega Genesis games. But yeah, she didn't bite. She sold it that night, and I was sad. I don't find anything anymore. It's like almost impossible to find anything on Facebook Marketplace.
I never find shit, dude. I've given up. When I was living in Arizona, I used to find stuff all the time at Goodwill's because they didn't put their stuff like here in Pennsylvania. If Goodwill gets something good, they'll put it on their fucking eBay page. Out in Arizona, they put everything in the fucking store.
Oh my God! You were competing with. You ever watched a guy by the name of White?
White.
He had a buddy too. His buddy's name was Fanta. They got it.
I used to have like every Goodwill within like a fucking 20-mile radius. I would know their stocking schedules. I used to get shit all the time, bro. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he used to find a lot of good stuff in Arizona. Was a good place, especially for like garage sales and stuff.
But yeah, because they're all year.
Yeah, and but he was a scumbag, man. When we were talking about the moral stuff, like last week or a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, he's probably the worst YouTuber anybody goes and watches. I think his original channel name was Craigslist Finds or something like that. Craigslist game hunting or something like that along those lines. But him and that guy would go around and they would lie to people. Like he practically stole like a Turbo Graphics in a bunch of games. And the guy wasn't really like, I think he's just mainly like a reseller. Like he didn't know his ass from his elbow when it came to like game stuff. He first off left the Turbo Graphics there and then went back to the guy and then like got it for like a couple $100. Now granted it was cheaper back then when he did it. I mean, this was probably like 2013 or 2014, but Turbo stuff was still worth good money back then. It just wasn't what it is today. But yeah, those guys were scumbags. They would lie to people and say, "Oh, it's not worth that." No, it is worth that. You're just not willing to pay that.
I never really got much at garage sales, to be honest with you. I found everything at thrift stores.
Speaking of scumbags, Gary, who was the first hater for the Amico since you were there at the beginning? Rabbit Dude wants to know.
The first.
Who was
the first
Tony,
hater?
I would say you were up there.
Nah.
I mean, all I know is that I watched Pat and Ian's videos.
Was it Smash?
Religiously. He was up there. I mean, Pat and Ian were up there. Smash was up there. But Smash was, like, does he even still have his original video up?
He put it back up.
Okay. So, I couldn't tell you who exactly the very first one was. The two guys, I can't remember their name. They're part of the the Pat and Ian crew or whatever. The guys that got clipped and the one that made the big deal about his clip being in the montage that Intellivision did. He was up there because they initially talked about how the controller was kind of iffy.
Not Spawn Wave. What the fuck's that?
But those two guys were up there.
What are we counting as a hater? I think we should.
Anybody who was talking didn't like it. I think anybody who was
if that was the case, I was a hater.
Yeah, anybody who was critiquing it.
Because, like I said, Smash did one video that was negative, and then he flipped over to the positive side. Bro did a video that was negative.
2 videos.
2.
I can't see I know this says 3 years for Smash's video, but I can't find the exact date.
Gary is talking about re-res.
That's it. Re-res.
Yes, re-res. Yeah.
I forgot
Him
about
and
that dude
the other
until that
guy.
shit was recent.
Yeah, they critiqued the controller and didn't quite understand it because, like I said, it really wasn't about anything other than the controller at that point, because we were led to believe that this was going to be like a 2D machine that was just going to be like awesome. Like it wasn't going to do like PlayStation kind of stuff, but it was going to do like 2D pixel art kind of games. And I was always under that assumption. That's why when we went and I looked up the my comment, it was said at the beginning that it was like a state of the art chip or whatever. And Tommy told me that's not what he said, but I mean, that was basically the gist of it. That's what we were all led to believe, that, yeah, it's not going to be anything, groundbreaking in the terms of 3D, but the 2D architecture or whatever was supposed to be like cutting edge.
I think the first haters of the Amico were the audience at Portland Retro Game Expo 2018, because several of them actually walked out of the presentation in the middle of it.
Didn't
people
Genovi say he was there?
People get up and get out of this shit all the time. Did they get out because of the presentation? Is like,
yeah.
Did anyone talk to them and be like,
yeah?
And they were like,
one of them uploaded a video.
No shit. I would love to see that. I've never seen.
Well,
that
was that the one that Tommy was just like wasn't supposed to be doing that, and he just started talking about it? Okay, yeah.
I had to dig deep to find that video. I'll have to see if I can find it again.
It's been so long. It's been so long. I can't believe that we're still talking about it, that it's still like this whole thing's still going on after all this time. It's insane.
I think
like I'm saying, man, there needs to be a fucking documentary. Just this is the most. I've been in the gaming, the retro gaming scene now since like 2014, and this is by far like the craziest shit that's ever happened.
Yeah,
like nothing even comes remotely close.
And it's because times have changed. I mean, like back when, like you said, I haven't really been on the scene, but like I've been watching, gaming YouTuber stuff since like, right around when like Game Chasers started. So like 2010, around that time. So I was familiar with like Pat at the time, and all those guys that were kind of, I mean, they did a lot of stuff before YouTube, right? Didn't they have like RetroWire or whatever?
RetroWare, yeah.
RetroWare, there you go. So I watched all those guys, and yeah, it's like YouTube has changed. Everything's like so weird and so different now.
Everything's drama centered now. And that's YouTube's fault for kind of how the algorithms are set up. So that's why, like back then, like a channel like the Game Chasers and John Hancock was kind of part of Metal Jesus, but that's like how Metal Jesus got big. The Game Chasers,
right?
They just talked about retro games, man. Now, if you have a retro gaming channel, fucking good luck getting over 1,000 subscribers. Good fucking luck.
Real quick, Joshua Perez says, "What do you guys think about Goose? The YouTuber Goose is supposedly an ex-Intellivision employee. He makes all those montage videos. Pretty good videos.
Isn't that the guy who made that fucked up video about my business partner?
I don't think so.
Or my ex-business partner? I'm pretty sure that was Goose.
I mean, he makes some funny stuff, but I mean,
it might have been taken down. I don't think that guy's an ex-Intellivision employee.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't Goose.
Hold on, where's my phone? I gotta look it up. I'm like, oh, I'm on my fucking computer. I can just look it up on there.
Can we talk something really cool they did? I want to talk Playdate a little bit. Did you hear that they got I think it's called Retro Kid or Game Kid. That's what it's called, Game Kid. They now have an emulator for the Playdate to emulate Game Boy stuff. Still early, and I guess it's it doesn't have any sound or anything like that, but they got it up and kind of running and working on that. I think that's kind of cool. Getting excited. It's coming. It's coming.
What was the other?
Says F the Playdate.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fucking small that thing was until I saw that Metal Jesus video when he was doing a size comparison. Like I knew it was,
He showed it.
I knew it was, yeah, I knew it was small, but holy shit!
So he took it out and just showed it right on video.
What?
But yeah, it's the size of a stack of Post-it notes, and yeah, it's tiny.
1 Inch Bicep says, "How long you been live? 2 hours and 29 minutes and 51 seconds."
So what was the other drama we was going to do? Weren't we going to critique Retro Bros video?
He don't want to do it now because I'm here.
No,
we'll
we
see.
just haven't got
We'll
to
see.
it. We're not leaving.
Is the only problem you had with my video the Pat and Ian stuff?
Pretty much.
Okay, because I was like, well, I'm trying to think of whatever else I said about. I'm like, well, I don't know what he could possibly have a problem with. I'm like, it had to have been the Pat and Ian stuff. Didn't like.
Because, like I said, I didn't follow Pat and Ian previously, and I don't know. You didn't like provide any receipts as to whether or not Ian did take the money and use it for ill-conceived notions or whatnot. So I think it was a little.
It was a very large point of contention back when it happened. This was like back in 2016, 2017, maybe. It's
Yeah.
a while ago. But apparently he took money for COVID too. I didn't know about that because I kind of stopped following them for a while.
I mean, that was right around the time that their channel kind of went big on YouTube, right? Because at the time they were only posting clips, like very small clips.
Yeah, 'cause
at
I
some
used-
point,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
it's-
used to watch them I used to listen to them on one of the streaming apps. And yeah, they would just upload the clips on they kind of do that now.
but it's in a different way, right? It's gotten a lot bigger.
Well, let's try to watch this Retro Bro video. Since I'm using headphones now, I don't have to cut my mic off, so I can talk over the video. So, let me know if I need to make it louder for you gentlemen to hear it.
What is up?
Oh, hold up.
1.5.
I was gonna say,
1.5.
do you have it on slow speed?
That's just how you sound. You just sound drunk, Retro Bro. That's all it is.
Do you even come out of quiet period, bro? So on Amico Forever, I think it was on Wednesday night, which is something I don't really tune into anymore. I actually saw the screenshot posted by somebody on a Facebook page. It was the Amico group showing that John Alvarado had mentioned that they could potentially be coming out of quiet period by the end of the month. So this has us obviously asking questions. What is going to be announced? I posted the question on Twitter. Are they just stringing people along because the narrative has just not been good? Are they actually going to be releasing giving us a ship date? Or will they just be claiming, will they just finally be going public with the whole bankruptcy thing that has been rumored? I will give 3 possible scenarios and essentially.
Just for context, the rumored bankruptcy was rumored by Retro Bro. So it's kind of a weird thing to say, Retro.
Right, but other people have made videos on it.
Yeah, but you should at least be like, it was rumored because I said some things, right? Like, you almost like try to downplay like you're important. Like, no, I didn't say it. Was just some shit happened. It's okay. Is it playing video fine or?
Yeah, it's fine for me. I mean, as long as you can hear what I'm saying, I guess. Unless you guys really want to watch
give you guys
Dota and
a
Patchy.
thought on what my predictions will be. I did want to address one thing.
What are you doing, by the way? Are you playing this game live? Because you sound like you're breathing a little
No, I was sitting in my car, man.
labored.
No, I was sitting in my car. I'm just fat right now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, too many tacos.
I mean, you got to watch out for that because I heard you're only like 5'6".
5'8", man. Don't do me like that.
Well, I
Every
heard.
inch counts.
Yeah, when you're 5'8", it all. Listen, I'm gonna take what I can get.
I heard you wear lifts in your shoes. They say, do you even wear lifts, bro?
Where'd you hear that? It's fake news, man.
It was in the comment section on Twitter. Because Canadian Gamer is the one who said Bro is only 5'6".
It's weird that he would even kind of like worry about my height.
Well, his boyfriend Marceau was talking about you, so.
Many of you know, I have really been critical of the Intellivision project over the last probably month and a half, and I've had some questions in my comments regarding when I'm going to apologize to my two biggest fans, Pat and Ian.
Did it freeze?
Everybody to know, no, Pat and Ian can still go fuck themselves. You can clip that. They do not get a pass for me. I've had my opinions for them for a while, and just because we may agree on certain things does not mean they get a free pass. It is funny to watch people like Pat and Ian try to get mad at others for scamming people when Ian is the one who took hundreds of dollars, I believe it was thousands of dollars, from his own fans for quote-unquote medical bills. I believe it was upwards of thousands of dollars, if I'm not mistaken, and then spent that on games along with other things and did not use it for medical reasons. So no, you want to call for scamming, yet you have been known to actually scam your audience and take money, thousands of dollars from your audience. So no, they do not get a pass. So I hold by my saying, hey, Pat and Ian, fuck you. Just like John Hancock. These people do not get a pass from me. Okay? Let's talk.
What John Hancock do? He just kind of threw his name in there.
He's
got the
taking
museum
stuff.
scam.
Yeah,
do you
he
even up
takes
to
in
date
stuff.
on your fucking retro drama, bro?
Tony's not a collector though. He's made that clear. He doesn't follow that
true.
stuff.
So
I
I'll give you a short
I know.
synopsis on John
No,
Hancock.
I know about Hancock. It was a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke because if anybody watches this video who doesn't know, they're going to be like,
I think most people who watch my stuff know.
well, if you're making an Amico video, there's a good chance that somebody outside of this sphere might watch your video.
Well, they can use Google and figure it the fuck out.
John Hancock, he signed the Declaration of Independence.
What you got against him?
Why does bro have a problem with that?
He must be part of this QAnon thing that he's accused.
So that's what I'm saying. Like John Hancock, why is he hanging around with that Ben Franklin looking guy? Oh, that's John Riggs. Wrong. So yeah, probably next time. That's my critique for you. If you're gonna throw somebody's name in there, at least give a little. I'm
a shoot from the hip guy, Tony. You know that.
I shoot from the hip all the time, but
yeah, but I'm not Mr. Professional. I don't give a shit.
I'm not professional either.
Talk about the quiet period that is supposedly ending. First scenario, they come out and they say they were acquired, and they do not give us a launch date, but tell us they will be releasing a X amount of Intellivision Amico consoles. Founders maybe, VIP maybe. This is the best case scenario. They were able to, and by the way, I believe this is also the most unlikely scenario, which is they have found an angel investor. They are able to bring out consoles sometime this year, whether that's 100 consoles, 2,000 consoles, or 6,000 consoles, 10,000 consoles. We don't know. I know for a fact that for a while their board was not giving them money. I don't know if that's changed. They had trouble getting investors to either A, buy them out, or B, become majority or large shareholders in the company, or see some sort of acquisition cost. So that is the best case scenario, the most unlikely. The second more likely scenario is they are going bankrupt. They do a Chapter 11 reorg, sell off their debt. They get cleared of their debt. They minimize their staff, which is what I believe they're doing. I believe that's why Hans is no longer an active employee of the company taking a salary. He's more of a role of a
You're welcome, Tommy.
type thing. I believe.
Cloud chasing, consumer advocacy, bro.
I'm the
Thank you for protecting us.
You're welcome, Tommy. Thanks for being a fan.
I did not grab the VCS at 9. It was gone before I even had a chance. 1 Inch Bicep said, I felt sick to my stomach when I read Retro Bro was going to apologize in the video title. Thank God he didn't apologize. 56K Warning said, did Retro Bro pull a Relic Gamer no receipt? He did.
There's enough receipts out there. I don't have to provide them.
this right here, when the whole quiet period, right? We're coming out of a quiet period. Isn't it weird that John Alvarado just pops into a live stream?
No, because that's what they've fucking that's what they've done, man. That's how they've been giving people their news.
I
It's
mean,
not
it
weird.
is and it isn't. I get what Tony's saying. It is and it
Yeah.
isn't. They should just all kind of shut up.
Well, okay, it
But
is
at the
weird,
same time, you're
but
right.
it's not weird for Intellivision.
Right.
What are you doing over there?
Me, I'm playing. What the fuck am I? Cheyenne-Roo? I don't know how to fucking say it. It's a shooter on the Saturn.
You're beating the shit out of that controller.
Yeah. I mean,
That's all I hear.
I'm tapping harder than R. Kelly over here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just hearing like, fuck, bro. Just fucking get it over
You
with.
know what? It's got auto fire. I'm sorry. Some of these old school arcade games don't have auto fire.
Did you ever invest in any of those the new Saturn controllers? I bought a couple of them.
Dude, you know what? I have a retro bit. It's the wireless, and the fucking receiver keeps dying on me though. It's died twice on me in like the last I don't know, couple days.
What was it? The retro bit ones? Are those the actual like the branded with the Sega Saturn stuff that look like the old ones?
Yeah, they're
See, I went. Yeah, see, I was worried about that, so I made sure that I went and got the wired ones. They had such a good deal on Amazon at one point. I think I got both controllers, like two of them for like $15 a piece. So I was like, oh, that's the way to go.
It's easier. I got the wireless because it's easier for streaming, but I might just pick up some wired ones at this point, so I don't have to worry about batteries and shit and charging them.
Gary knows all about batteries, don't you, Gary?
What's that? What are you trying
to say? Whoosh over your head.
It did go over my head.
I was talking about your smoke detector, Gary.
Beep,
oh, okay. You hear
Anyway.
anything? I might hear my AC unit right now.
Anyway, bro, I know you said that Intellivision normally does this thing where they just have, John Alvarado or someone mentioned something on a live stream. But if they got acquired, if somebody professional actually said, here's money, I want your company, I don't think that they would have John Alvarado run to a DJC live stream to let people know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think if they were in serious talks with like a major investor, I don't think he'd go on and say that. I think they're going to come out and put out some. If they do end this quiet period, it's going to be very anticlimactic.
Yeah. All right. So What Is Bicep says, John Alvarado did mention earlier in the chat he wants to get back to debugging games. So that would be evidence he believes they are going to continue. Well, first off, why does he want to get back to debugging games? Shouldn't he be debugging games?
Not if they're going through a Chapter 11 reorg. They're probably not doing anything right now, dude. They're probably.
Well, what I'm saying is, let me.
I'm telling you, man, all things point to this Chapter 11.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Let me clarify for bro who's jumping the gun here. If he's not actively working on the game, you don't stop working on it if you're going to get acquired. You don't stop working if you're looking for investors. You only stop working when you don't have money to pay John Alvarado, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're not just going to come out in the quiet period and say, "Hey, we're broke, we're done, we're closing up shop." I think they're gonna file for it and then continue. So it makes the most sense.
And I don't know how much John Alvarado knows, right? Bro might have more insight on this.
He knows he knows a lot. He knows more than probably Tommy does at this point.
I'm just saying, because usually it's like CEO, COO, CFO, and they keep the main information. Like John Alvarado, Chief Technology Officer, he's not in the nitty gritty of it, right?
I think he knows probably just as much as Phil does at this point.
I agree with Genobi. It was not a great sound. It sounded like bro was beaten off. That's what I'm saying. What happened to Carl? Why did he was here and he just left? You chased Carl away, bro. Generation X Gamer says no one is buying without forensic accounting.
If they go through a Chapter 11 and do a reorg, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much a clean slate.
Yeah, but I still think if I was gonna buy, he's talking about someone buying the company. If I was gonna buy Intellivision, right, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna go through this Chapter 11, clear our books, right, and then you'll be able to buy us without buying the debt," right?
Well, the thing is, I've had friends of mine buy businesses, and they were not privy to their books.
Right, I understand that, but I'm saying if I was going to buy them, I would be like, yeah, I still want to see what was spent, how much, where. So
But that
I
doesn't
can
mean
get,
Intellivision's going to do that
yeah,
because
well
they know
then,
it's going to kill the deal anyways.
well then that's what I'm saying. You're not going to get the money from me if I can't see what the hell you guys spent already in the past. So
I mean, I just after this whole thing, I just don't see any like where are they going to get their money from? Even if they do this, like where are they going to get their money from? Who the hell in their right mind would want to acquire this mess? It's I don't know. But at the same time, it's like if they didn't have something going on, what would be the point of John Alvarado going on to the stream? You know what I mean? It's just
kick
weird.
the can down the road a little bit further.
yeah. What would be the point? I mean, they've done it before. It's not like this is a new thing for them.
Yeah.
I know, but a year ago, 2 years ago, was in a different position. Now it's just.
No, it wasn't. That's the problem, Gary. It was in the same position.
No, I think they were in a different position. They just fucked up. That's where I say it's been mismanaged. I think I really do believe at one point they were in a position. I mean, it's hard though because I could sit here and say they were in a position to buy the parts, but was the back end ready? You know what I mean? Was the software done?
Genovi says what Tony is really trying to say is when he and I purchased the Amico for our new child football company, will you purchase one for your kids? I'll tell you what, I have the shell, right? So if they go under, I could start selling these things. Get a 3D printer and just start selling my own Amico shells.
You don't even need that, Tony. You just keep yours rare. All you
I wonder
need
if
to
I
do is
can.
get
I
it
wonder if
opened
I
up.
can. I wonder if I can private label a foot bath off of Alibaba.
Probably could.
That'd
Ooh,
be funny.
Rabbit Dude says, who's your least favorite Pro Amico crew member? Retro Bro.
Francois, maybe.
That's
This
a
guy's a
safe
fucking
answer.
weirdo. Yeah, it is.
We are being joined by the Wizard of Wall Street himself.
How are
Gen
you,
X
gentlemen?
What's
going
up,
on?
Hey,
Gen
what's
X?
going on?
Hey,
Gen X,
Jen.
man, I gotta say, I respect your videos, man, but the whole thing with these forensic books, I don't think you're ever gonna see it, dude. I really don't.
Oh no, I'm saying that if somebody's going to buy it, that's what they have to do. Because you have
Correct.
investors.
I agree.
But the real question I wanted to ask is this rumor I've been hearing, and I just want to get it from you. Maybe right? And this is the rumor, has nothing to do with finances or anything. The rumor is that Pat started covering his head after he did that episode with Tommy. What was it, the Video Gamers or whatever the hell that was called? Remember?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had him in the 88 or 89. Yeah.
All right. So if you remember that series, I think Pat had short hair back then. And
Yeah.
then after that point, he started covering his melon, right? He started growing his hair and he started wearing the headphones. And the rumor is that Tommy made fun of him, and that's when he started hating him, and he grew his hair out ever since then. And that was the deal, and that's why there was that animosity from then. So I didn't know if you had heard if that was true or not, or anybody ever mentioned that.
No, I've never heard that, but it's interesting because if you go back to the very first Pat and Ian video on the Amico, Pat and Ian actually kind of seemed to like Tommy. They're like, hey, if you go back and watch that video now, it's almost like, wow, where did it all go wrong? Like, like at what point did it go from, X to Y? It's weird because they're like real friendly to Tommy. It was like watching two completely different people.
Yeah, because after a while, he was cussing almost in every video.
Yeah, I think it happened after that. I don't think it happened before the whole Amico stuff. I really don't.
Oh, okay.
But no, to answer your question, I've never heard anything. No one's ever said anything to me about it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, at this point, guys, it's, I mean, the smart thing to do, right? If basically what everybody's saying, that if you got the money already, right? There's no point in putting it out now. It's the chip is 46 weeks away. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, or 40 weeks away, around there.
Yeah, it's 46 weeks if it was in stock today. It's
Where
not even in stock.
where did that number come from? Just out of curiosity, like how did we get that number?
We took the model of the chip and went to the chip manufacturer where they sell the chips, and it says 46 weeks lead
Okay,
time.
but
out of
like,
stock.
did somebody actually like physically contact the manufacturer?
They have a website where you can order stuff, bro.
Okay, no, that's fair. I was asking because I didn't know.
And it says on there, out of stock. 46-week lead time, but out of stock anyway.
Yeah. So if you were to do anything, you would transfer these properties to a new entity, BK, because in quarter one, they were gonna divvy up compensation. So at this point, we haven't seen the books for 2021. This compensation isn't giving till 2022. So we could be talking here, and they're probably picking through the bones right now, setting up a new LLC where they could just sell the games directly. Gatoros did a real good breakdown on Reddit if you want to look at the numbers. But that would be the smartest thing to do. It's just be
I think that's I think what they're gonna do. I'd be very surprised if they did something other than that.
Uh-oh, Carl's back.
Mr. Carl.
Yo, give me a minute.
Hey.
Gotta plug my headset in. A friend of mine needed to talk to someone, so
It's understandable.
yeah. When he calls, I drop what I'm doing if I'm not doing anything important.
Oh, thanks a lot, Carl. We're not important.
Sorry. Not as this. He has seniority over you. It's that simple.
I think that's fair.
I was just fucking with him. I didn't even need an answer for it, but okay.
People are saying for you to turn down your game, Retro, bro.
Is it too loud? Okay. I don't know you guys could hear it. I'm sorry.
It's not that bad, but whatever.
Tony, why don't you say something? Making me look like an asshole.
That's what I was doing.
Now, this is the other question I have. How many Alvarados work there? John Alvarado only talks about the one Alvarado he's not related to. And he says, no relation. But he doesn't talk about the rest of the family that are brought in there. I asked Tony the other time. He said there was quite a few, correct?
There was 3 people with the Alvarado name. I
Who's
don't
that?
know.
I mean, it's not exactly an uncommon name, but I mean, I don't even know.
Who's that?
Alvarado, Carl.
No, the middle one. That Gen X?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up, Carl?
I liked your last video, by the way. The one about Gravatar or whatever.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Your life is much more interesting than mine. Mine is boring in comparison.
Yeah, these 2 guys now, they're grandpas, and they're like, they're really righteous supposedly. But these guys, holy crap! I mean, we when we were kids, we did so many. It just like these guys. One of the guys, the one that's all very religious right now. I'm not. This guy used to smoke a joint with cocaine in it before he went to work. That was his pick-me-up. Instead of coffee, that's what he used to have. And now he's trying to save my life. Yeah, but he's a good man. I'm surprised we made it.
We all do stupid things as kids, right, Carl?
Oh yeah, boy, do I got a story to tell you folks sometime. Oh yeah.
Does it
Yeah,
involve a
we've
tractor?
no. See, when I was little, okay, when I was younger, I almost got expelled or suspended for writing a really nasty letter to one of my teachers.
Why would you write a letter to your teacher, Carl? And when you say nasty, do you mean like dirty, or do you mean like?
I mean
Angry.
something that really angry. Okay.
Ah,
When I tell you that I've had this whole anger thing, it goes pretty far back. And here's the interesting thing: I at the time had a copy of Ultima. I forget which one. It came with a copy of told you the rune alphabet, and I literally wrote it in runes. Almost would have gotten away with it, but you know.
Was the teacher an Ultima player?
No, she
They knew
wouldn't
what you
have
were
been.
talking about.
She would never have been able to translate it. It just so happens, and a friend of mine did translate, and he almost got in trouble. So
Carl's hot for teacher. That's what it was. You wrote her a dirty love letter.
no, she didn't like me. There's rumors, as I found out, that she was having sex with one of the students. So
You got jealous.
where were those teachers when
No.
I was?
I was gonna say, where were these teachers when I was in high school, man?
I
don't
disavow this discussion. I think
No, I
that-
don't.
okay, so guys, you wouldn't have wanted
about-
this teacher. Trust me, she's not. She's not. She wasn't really that attractive, and I didn't think she was that attractive anyway. So she
Yeah,
just
a
didn't
couple
like
beers
me.
will fix that, Carl.
I got a good story for when I nearly got expelled.
Ooh,
It's not really juicy. It's kind of like messed up on the school's fault. But like, I used to get bullied a lot in high school, and 3 kids tried to jump me in the playground. And basically, I kicked each one of them once in the chin, laid all 3 of them out. Everyone was like, oh my God. And then I was the one who nearly got expelled because I beat up 3 kids who were trying to beat me up.
Yeah, they stopped that stuff that was like, I think like
Bob.
senior year was when they started that like zero tolerance shit.
Bob,
Yeah.
but you didn't tell the full story. Those kids were all in what, like 2nd grade, 3rd grade?
No, they were bigger than me, and they were like known fighters. They were known trouble. Like, so it was quite a shock that like I laid them out with like a kick each.
Bob, was it like Step Brothers? Were they trying to make you lick the white dog poop?
You bend over
it was,
and lick that
no,
dog
it was,
food.
it was like on the basketball court, and these 3 guys are just like coming up to me, and I like knew it was trouble, and I just took my opportunity before they had a chance to swing, and I just laid all 3 of them out.
He did a roundhouse cross kick across all 3 of their faces.
It was pretty much
you
a
know what?
standing front kick.
That's the next Ninja Kitty video we need. We need the lick the dog poop videos with a pro versus anti-Amico people.
man.
So Gary, where's
I
your
did-
story? How did you almost get kicked out of school?
How did I? I
He's-
never got almost kicked out of school.
Oh, come on.
I've done some questionable things in my my high school career, but no, I graduated. I did good in high school. It's quiet.
I graduated with 157 hours of detention. It's a,
No, I didn't get caught for the things I did. I was smart.
we got busted. We were making counterfeit excuse notes. You know, back then we used to call them readmits. I'm so old that we used to use carbon paper, right? When you were missing from school, they would give you a readmit, and you would have to get it signed. And you would only get it if it was an excused absence. So we knew this girl that was working in the office, right? You know how they let students in the office, work
Yeah.
period or something. So she was kind of nerdy, and we convinced her to give us a stack, and then we'd invite her to our parties. We used to throw ditching parties. So I mean, that stack shit must have had like 100 or something.
See, you guys were unfortunate because around my time, and they still do it today. These schools now call the phones, right? And at the time, my mom had a the Nokia, or not, was it a Nokia? No, it was Nextel, and she had the Direct Connect and stuff like that. So there was only one phone, and that was we didn't have a house phone like 2004. And senior year, all I did was I skipped all the time because I knew at 6 o'clock they were going to call my house. So all I needed to do was hey, Mom, I'm going outside. Can I take the phone with me? Yeah, sure. So she never would find out because all they would do was just call the phone and say, your son or daughter has missed 1 or more hours of, class today. So I'd never get in trouble for it.
What I would do is because my mom worked during the day, so I'd wait for him to call, and we had caller ID. I'd pick up the phone and just hang it up. They wouldn't, because they wouldn't call back. They just think we didn't have a voice. They just thought we didn't have an answering machine.
Right.
Troublemakers. Nothing but troublemakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I tried,
Hey, at the end of the day, I graduated. So
if I tried any of that shit in high school, my dad would have beat me black and blue. Okay.
Oh, it sounds like a good father.
He's old school Mexican. Right now, if I went to his house and I said some shit out of pocket, he'd take his belt off and whip me.
He'd still beat you black and blue.
All right.
That's true.
And he's smaller than me. But he'll puff up his chest, still, I'm like, okay, oh, man. Calm down.
What you're saying is Gen X was cooler in his time than you were in yours.
Oh, yeah. I was not cool in high school, Carl. I was not cool in grammar school. I didn't get cool until I hit college. Then I got cool.
I was kind of nerdy until the 9th grade, until my beard came out. That's when everything changed for me.
I was nerdy until I started smoking weed with the bad boys at school.
When I say I didn't fit into any group, I literally mean I didn't fit into any group.
Well, I'm like Gen X gamer. I didn't get cool until I got a beard. But because high school made us shave, because I went to a Catholic high school, they made us shave. So I wasn't allowed to have a beard.
Well, that sucks.
You know how bad it sucks? My hair grows really fast. I have to shave every single day or I'll have a beard by fucking 12 o'clock.
Oh, man.
So if I would get up late to go to school, because I'm always late. I'm on Mexican time, always late. So I would get there and I'd be in the bathroom shaving with a straight razor, like a fucking razor blade.
Dry shaving.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'd
get detention for not shaving. I'd get detention for wearing the wrong shoes. We're supposed to wear dress shoes, and I would always wear my Chuck Taylors because fuck that shit. But other than that, I didn't do nothing.
I went to Catholic school just for primary. Then they put me in a boarding school, and it wasn't any better. Because I was in the U.S. until I was 5 years old. Then, we moved to a couple of countries. And I didn't come back until until I was in the 6th grade when I came back.
By the way, guys, I got a new concoction video up.
Oh shit! What did you do now, Carl? Yeah, back then Chuck Taylor's
an oatmeal concoction.
Yeah, I'll watch that later. But back then, 56K warning is correct. Chuck Taylors were $20. Fantastic. Now they're $70. It's fucking crazy.
Oh shit, guys! The Asian princess is calling me. I gotta bow out.
All right. Jen.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You guys have a great evening.
Take it easy,
Jen. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
All right. Take care.
This old lady's gonna whoop him. Go hang around with those nerds. Rabbit Dude said I was never cool in high school. To be honest, it's overrated. It's all right. It's not bad to be cool. We're not gonna put down cool kids like Carl.
Dude, I was an outcast, but I was never cool.
Don't lie, Carl. You were the head of the football team, the star quarterback.
No way. I was in the swimming team though, and I was in the swimming team and the forensic team and the track team.
See, you're a jock.
A few times. Not hardly, dude. I was in the blind school. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. Any idiot could have joined.
A sports team in the blind school. Carl was dominating. He was like a ringer.
No, there were no, I didn't do it. You know, it's not a big deal that I was in there, you know. It's like it was basically like, we'll take anyone. So
Dean was the hall monitor. The hall monitor, baby.
Oh, you know he had
You know who was the hall monitor? Master System Marcel. He was guaranteed the hall monitor,
No,
checking
Retro
for passes, making sure everyone's behaving.
Retro Bro, he wishes he were the hall monitor.
He was Randall from Recess.
Yeah.
The hall monitor is never the cool kid.
Marceau was that kid that would remind the teacher that, hey, you didn't give us homework today.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, but they didn't give you homework either. Oh, man.
Ninja Kitty says, high school is great in Canada. Legal drinking age is 18, so it was all great times for us.
Legal age is 18. I thought it was 19.
Well, Ninja Kitty's like 50 years old, so.
Well, that explains why Canadians are so tweaked.
Damn.
Sorry, dude, it's true.
Carl,
every Canadian I have ever talked to has been tweaked in the head in one way or the other. And the
Ninja Kitty, get on here and defend your honor, damn it.
Defend your country.
Oh, man. And I'm not just speaking about the people in Amicoville either, by the way. I mean, everyone I've ever talked to has been tweaked in one way or another.
Dean TV says MSM told everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know he did. He tried to, and he is probably the kid who tried to turn the football team against itself.
Probably. We've been here 3 hours. I think the computer has passed the test, gentlemen.
Yay.
Alrighty.
So I think we're gonna end it. We don't want to go all night. We got another stream in less than a
You'll
day.
be streaming again less than 12 hours?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna be here doing it again. So
or 24 hours rather.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here. We got 25 people that want to torture themselves by listening to us ramble on. Some middle-aged dudes and Carl. Carl's like 20.
And Carl.
I do look pretty damn young, so.
He does. Tomorrow after show, we'll definitely have more people on, Rabbit Dude and all of them. You know, it'll be open panel like always. Any closing words, gentlemen, before we end this? And on that note, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.